दिया था वो बंद कर दी उसने. Okay, आ जाइए. Good morning, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, respected delegates, and our dear participants. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome you to the International Conference on Governance in Amrit Kaal, where minds come together to engage in meaningful discussions and contribute to shaping the future of governance in this new era.
Once again, a very warm welcome to all the esteemed guests, dignitaries, and participants. I am Dr. Sonal Thukral, Conference Convener and Associate Professor at the Department of Commerce, University of Delhi. As we embark on this inspiring journey, we reflect on the significance of the times we are in, the Amrit Kaal, a period defined by growth, prosperity, and transformation. It is a moment where we are poised for great change, propelled by technological advancement, innovation, and a renewed focus on sustainable and inclusive development.
Today, as we gather here, we are reminded of the words of our leaders who emphasize the importance of good governance in building resilient and sustainable societies. Our theme for this conference resonates with that vision, a vision of an India and indeed the world that thrives under the light of transparency, accountability, and progressive policies.
We are privileged to have with us today a distinguished lineup of thought leaders, policymakers, academicians, and practitioners who will guide us through insightful discussions, deliberations, and solutions in the critical domain of governance. We look forward to the exchange of knowledge and ideas that will pave the way for innovative approaches to governance in Amrit Kaal. Before we begin, let us invoke the Almighty's blessings with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. We now request our esteemed dignitaries, Shri Rajyavardhan Singh Rathorji, who will be joining us in some time, Professor Ajay Vinze, Professor Sunil Maheshwari, Professor Anil Kumar, Professor Ajit Mahapatro, Professor Balram Paniji, Shri Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh ji, Professor Hemchand ji, Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala ji. I request all the dignitaries to please come on the dais.
To join us on stage for the lighting. क्या नंबर 3 के आगे बेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर भी तो नंबर 4 पे हो जाएगा आगे
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचारसार परमां आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीमभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहा परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा
सेवन रिंग पेमेंट वेरिएबल रिंग है जो
Thank you, esteemed dignitaries, for gracing this ceremony. As the lamp illuminates this hall, let us serve as a beacon of hope, wisdom, and enlightenment for the day ahead. I would request all the guests to please take their seats. Now, let us all rise as we pray the Delhi University Kulgeet, a song that resonates with our shared commitment to knowledge, progress, and unity.
जयति जय जय जयति जय जय ज्ञान का लोक अनुपम
श्रेष्ठ सुंदर दिव्य दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय विहंगम
जयति जय जय जयति जय जय ज्ञान का लोक अनुपम सकल वसुधा निज कुटुंब की भावना संस्कृति सनातन आधुनिक शिक्षा पुरातन ज्ञान धाराओं का संगम
देश की स्वाधीनता हित भूमिका शतकोटि वंदन
निष्ठा धृति सत्यम के मंगल दिव्य भावों का समागम
जयति जय जय जयति जय जय ज्ञान का आलोक अनुपम
भव्य महाविद्यालयों के परिसरों से चिर सुशोभित श्रेष्ठ गुरुजन कर रहे नित्य छात्र और छात्राएं दीक्षित
सदचरित्राचार पावन साधना संकल्प संयम
नवल वैश्विक चेतना नव क्रांति संस्कारों का उद्गम जयति जय जय जयति जय जय ज्ञान का लोक अनुपम
श्रेष्ठ सुंदर दिव्य दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय विहंगम
जयति जय जय जयति जय जय ज्ञान का लोक अनुपम
ज्ञान का आलोक अनुपम
ज्ञान का लोक अनुपम
ज्ञान का आलोक अनुपम
As we embark on this significant journey of dialogue and deliberation at the International Conference on Governance in Amrit Kaal, may I kindly request Professor Hemchand Jain sir, esteemed principal of Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished gathering. Okay, before, sir, we can have your address, I would request the felicitation of the guests.
We are privileged to have with us today a distinguished lineup of thought leaders, policymakers, academicians, and practitioners who will guide us through insightful discussions, deliberations, and solutions in this critical domain of governance. We look forward to the exchange of knowledge and ideas that will pave the way for innovative approaches to governance in Amrit Kaal. I now request Professor A.K. Singh sir and Professor Hemchand Jain ji to welcome Professor Balram Pani, Dean of Colleges, University of Delhi. I now request Dr. Vandana Gupta and Dr. Renu Agarwal to welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Ajay Vinze, Dean, George Mason University, Costello College of Business, United States of America. I request Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala ma'am and Professor H.K. Dangi sir to please welcome our guest of honor, Professor Sunil Maheshwari, Chair and Professor, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, the United States of America. I now request Dr. Anil Goswami to felicitate Professor Anil Kumar sir, faculty, the Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics. आप लोगों को बोलना था महेश तो हम गए थे फिर से बोलते I request Dr. Vandana Gupta and Dr. Renu Agarwal to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Sunil Maheshwari, Chair and Professor, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, the United States of America. I request Dr. Rakesh Kumar and Dr. Anand Saxena to felicitate Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatro, the governing body chairman, Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi. I now request Dr. Deepak Sehgal and Dr. Sunil Kumar to welcome Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business, Department of Commerce, University of Delhi. Yes. I request Dr. Anil Goswami to felicitate Professor Hemchand Jain ji, Principal, Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi. I now request Dr. Deepti Gupta to welcome Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala, Conference Chair and Professor, Department of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics.
As we embark on this significant journey of dialogue and deliberation at the International Conference on Governance in Amrit Kaal, may I kindly request Professor Hemchand Jain sir, esteemed principal of Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed gathering.
नमस्कार। ये मेरे लिए बड़े सौभाग्य का विषय है कि आज यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली के डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कॉमर्स ने अपनी जो 10th इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है उसको हमारे इस कॉलेज के प्रांगण में आयोजित करने का निर्णय लिया। और मैं आज यहाँ पर आए हुए सभी हमारे एस्टीम गेस्ट सभी का मैं कॉलेज महाविद्यालय की तरफ से स्वागत करता हूँ। माननीय राज्यवर्धन राठौर जी जो बहुत ही अल्पकाल में हमारे साथ ज्वाइन करेंगे, ऑन द वे हैं, और वो इस कार्यक्रम के हमारे मुख्य चीफ गेस्ट हैं। मैं उनका इन एडवांस यहाँ पर स्वागत करता हूँ। हमारे बीच में आज इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर प्रोफेसर सुनील महेश्वरी जी, जो कि इंडियाना यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पेंसिल्वेनिया यूएस के प्रोफेसर हैं, मैं उनका स्वागत करता हूँ। प्रोफेसर अनिल कुमार जी हमारी अपनी गवर्निंग बॉडी के यूनिवर्सिटी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं, LIC के इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर भी हैं, और हमारी जो यूनिवर्सिटी में एक कंपनी खुली हुई है यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली फाउंडेशन, उसके CEO भी हैं। मैं हृदय की गहराई से उनका इस कॉलेज के प्रांगण में स्वागत करता हूं। हमारे बीच में हमारे अपने डीन ऑफ द कॉलेजेस और इस कॉलेज पर अपनी विशेष कृपा हमेशा रखने वाले प्रोफेसर बलराम पानी जी उपस्थित हैं। और बलराम पानी जी के बारे में बस इतना ही कहूंगा कि उन्होंने अपने कार्यकाल में ऐसे कीर्तिमान स्थापित कर दिए हैं जिनका भविष्य में उनके पास पहुंचना भी असंभव है। 5000 से ज्यादा शिक्षकों का अपॉइंटमेंट और लगभग इतने ही शिक्षकों का प्रमोशन इतने अल्पकाल में उन्होंने पूरा किया है जिसको मैच कर पाना, मतलब ये तो गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड जैसा कार्यक्रम जो है उन्होंने इस यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर किया है। ऐसे हमारे प्रोफेसर बलराम पानी जी, और हमेशा हमारे कॉलेज के ऊपर उनकी विशेष कृपा दृष्टि रहती है, तो जिसकी वजह से हम बहुत सौभाग्यशाली हैं कि वो हमारे इस कार्यक्रम में आज उपस्थित हैं और इस कार्यक्रम की अध्यक्षता भी कर रहे हैं। हमारे बीच में इस अवसर पर कीनोट एड्रेस देने के लिए मैं प्रोफेसर अजय विंजे, डीन जॉर्ज मैशन यूनिवर्सिटी US का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और आपने इस हमारे इनविटेशन को एक्सेप्ट किया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आप सब इस जो ज्ञान की गंगा अगले 2 दिन के अंदर इस कॉलेज में बहने वाली है कॉमर्स डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से, उस सभी ज्ञान की गंगा का लाभ लेने के लिए उपस्थित यहाँ पर सभी स्टूडेंट्स, सभी रिसर्चर्स, सभी डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस से आए हुए टीचर्स, प्रोफेसर्स, मैं उन सभी का स्वागत करता हूँ और आशा करता हूँ कि ये अमृत काल में जो कॉन्फ्रेंस इस कॉलेज के अंदर ऑर्गेनाइज की जा रही है, ये अपने आप में एक मील का पत्थर साबित होगी। और आप सबकी जो रिसर्चेस जो इस 2 दिन की कॉन्फ्रेंस के अंदर प्रेजेंट की जाएगी, वो इस देश को 2047 तक विकसित बनाने में अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान देगी। इन सभी आशाओं और अपेक्षाओं के साथ मैं एक बार फिर आप सभी का इस कॉलेज के प्रांगण में स्वागत करता हूं। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Principal Sir, for that inspiring and thought-provoking welcome address. Your words have set the tone for this conference, reminding us of the immense potential of Amrit Kaal and the role of governance in shaping our collective future.
As we continue this journey of exploration into governance in Amrit Kaal, it is essential for us to understand the scope, significance, and key objectives of the conference. To provide us with an in-depth overview of what to expect from the sessions, discussions, and collaborations over the 2 days, we are privileged to have with us Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business, Department of Commerce, University of Delhi, who has been instrumental in shaping the academic framework for this conference. We are honored to invite him to present the overview. His insights will offer a roadmap for how we can engage meaningfully with the topics at hand. Please join us in welcoming Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh Ji to the stage with a warm round of applause.
गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्ते, राम राम, हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। कितना अच्छा है ना, नव वर्ष में हम लोग मिलते हैं ऐसे जो है। हैप्पी गुरुपुरब ऑल्सो। इस पे किसी ने जवाब नहीं दिया। ऑनरेबल डीन ऑफ कॉलेजेस ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली, Professor Balram Pani ji, about whom Professor Hemchand Jain has mentioned that this team has created history in the University of Delhi. More than 5,000 appointments, more than 10,000 promotions, unit promotions. If you want, it is even more than that. It has never happened in the history of University of Delhi, whether we could talk of physical infrastructure, human infrastructure, or any other kind of thing. It is moving leaps and bounds, whether QS ranking or any other. We are moving ahead in this Amrit Kaal. That is why we thought governance in Amrit Kaal should be the theme. University of Delhi is leading the world of universities in India in this Amrit Kaal and showing the path to the world and to India that how universities should be run. Our honorable chief guest would be joining soon. अभी फोन आया था मेरे पास कि वो रास्ते में है, आ रहे हैं, तो जब वो आएंगे तो उनका स्वागत किया जाएगा। श्री राज्यवर्धन सिंह राठौर साहब, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर. We have very distinguished speakers from different parts of the world gathered here today, and the keynote speaker of today is Professor Ajay Vinze, who is the Dean George Mason University in US. Professor Sunil Maheshwari ji, who is from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The chairman of the college, Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatra ji, the principal of the college, Professor Hemchand Jain ji, and Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala ji, the conference chair, the MCOM coordinator, Professor Anil Kumar, who is the member of the governing body of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya College, and the CEO of foundation which the University of Delhi has created recently, which has created history again in terms of creating endowments and touching the lives of blind people. Recently, Honorable Education Minister was there in the Vice Regal Lodge in the University of Delhi to inaugurate 2 programs, which probably he is the right person to tell you more about that how Delhi University is now promoting the welfare of those who are blind and the girl children and all that. So not even a single field has been left behind in the University of Delhi in the leadership of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Yogesh Singh Ji, which is not touched, whether it is single girl child or underprivileged children or anyone for that matter. The inclusive principle is being followed in the University of Delhi in every aspect. And that is what is required in the governance process at the university level, at the national level, at the world level. The world is not supposed to fight amongst each other, which we see in terms of Russia and Ukraine and many other places where the world is not understanding that the only way which India is showing to the world is for peace. We should stand for peace and move towards the progress of the community at large, the humanity at large. If we keep on fighting, we will never be able to get what humanity actually needs. Five aspects which Honorable Prime Minister mentioned during the Amrit Kaal, which are important. And one of them is this only, that everybody is important. And without the welfare of everyone, we can't have a world which is a developed world. And developed Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Shresth Bharat is the only way which can guide the world as a Vishwa Guru. In 2014, when our Honorable Prime Minister proposed to the United Nations about International Day of Yoga, the entire world celebrated it. And now more than 200 countries are doing it on 21st of June every year. So it is going in the lives of people as a part of the lifestyle. And this year, Shri Ravi Shankar ji proposed to the United Nations World Meditation Day on the 21st of December, which is the shortest day, and the 21st of June is the longest day. These are the 2 days which are very important for any year. And both the days India is providing to the world how to live life. So governance is Amrit Kaal is not only about having economic development, having prosperity, what India has achieved in terms of GDP, in terms of, from 10th rank to the 5th rank, beating the United Kingdom, which once ruled for centuries in India. And India has proved that we are better off than you once we are liberated, once we are in our own way. Swa को अगर आप आगे बढ़ाते हैं तो भारत अपना रूप दिखाता है, और वो 75 साल में दिखा दिया, पिछले 10 साल में तो और भी ज़्यादा दिखा दिया. उसकी गति एकदम से बढ़ गई है, द्रुत गति से चल रहा है इस समय, जो है फ्लाई कर रहा है इस समय. तो वो जो समय अगले 25 साल का है, अब तो 23 साल ही रह गए बाय एंड लार्ज, जो है 2 साल हम लोगों ने देख लिए कैसा अमृत काल का है समय. तो हम सब को मिलके, we all have to join hands in making this India, this Bharat, a country which everybody should look at for guidance, for support, for mentoring, for coaching, which India has proved. Even in COVID-19, India has proved that we don't live for only ourselves, we live for the entire world. सर्वे भवन सुखंत, हम सिर्फ बोलते नहीं, हम उसको जीते हैं. पूरे विश्व में जहां भी जरूरत, India has proved, or Bharat has proved, that we are capable of providing leadership. So it is the time for us to take, each one of us to take leadership roles in whatever spheres of life we are. Most of us are in the university system as teachers or students. Students have to create their own ventures. जितने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और स्टार्टअप्स अभी बने हैं, इतने शायद पहले कभी नहीं हुए. जितने यूनिकॉर्न्स पिछले कुछ सालों में हुए हैं, उतने शायद पहले कभी नहीं हुए. तो ये यूथ का भी अमृत काल है उस तरह से भारत में, कि आप यूनिकॉर्न बने, दूसरे लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट दें. So there are different aspects, different dimensions for each category of people, चाहे वो youth हो, चाहे वो women power हो, चाहे वो farmers हो. हर segment का एक अपना role है, and they have to provide leadership in their own segments. With these few words, I once again welcome all of you, those who have joined us today here in this August premises of Dindayal Upadhyaya College. Thank you very much for joining. Once again, I welcome. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for a comprehensive and enlightening overview of the International Conference on Governance in Amrit Kaal. Your insight into the themes and objectives of this conference have set a clear and engaging path for all of us.
We are privileged and honored to have with us today a luminary in the field of business and governance, a scholar whose expertise transcends borders and disciplines. Please join us in welcoming Professor Ajay Vinze as he takes the stage to deliver the keynote address. Dean Vinze joined George Mason University in July 2022 in recognition of his innovative ideas for reshaping business higher education. In November 2023, the Donald G. Costello Trust awarded George Mason University $50 million, a transformational gift to rename the School of Business to the Costello College of Business. With over 3 decades of experience, Professor Vinze previously served as Dean at the University of Missouri's Robert J. Tulask Senior College of Business, where he advanced the college's research profile, introduced innovative programs, and raised over $30 million in philanthropic funding. Earlier, Dean Vinze held leadership roles at Arizona State University and Texas A&M University, including Associate Dean and Director of several programs. At George Mason, Dean Vinze is driving the college's growth with initiatives like modular education, inclusive entrepreneurship, and expanding global influence. His research focuses on artificial intelligence, data analytics, and emergency preparedness with publications in top journals such as MIS Quarterly and Decision Sciences. He has earned significant recognition, including a Faculty Excellence Award at Arizona State University and a $21.19 million grant from the MasterCard Foundation for Educational Initiatives in Sub-Saharan Africa. Dean Vinze is a celebrated academician, an innovator, and a thought leader whose contributions to the field of governance, technology integration, and strategic management have left a significant impact worldwide. His leadership continues to inspire academic excellence and global cooperation. Sir, it is an absolute privilege to have you with us today. We eagerly look forward to your keynote address to give insights on the theme of governance in Amrit Kaal and its implications for global progress and development. Ladies and gentlemen, let us warmly welcome Professor Ajay Vinze with a big round of applause. Okay, I'll just check.
Okay. Good morning. Namaskar. Kaise hain? Everyone doing well? My first order of business is to figure out how I can move my slides forward. So we'll get to that in a second. Over there? Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. Certainly a pleasure and privilege to be here. बहुत खुशी हो रही है यहाँ आके. I'm a graduate of Delhi University, proud graduate of Shri Ram College of Commerce from a few years ago, from 1980 actually. So it has been a few years since that time, and it really, the journey has taken me all over the world, and I'm so happy and pleased that I get to come back over here and talk a little bit with all of you. The theme for this talk is really talking about how do we reposition ourselves, or how do we position ourselves for Amrit Kaal in this very unique aspect, which is education, a unique sector, which is education. So first of all, before I get going on the talk, I wanted to share my greetings from my college, which is the Costello College of Business in George Mason University. We are one of the 3 Georges in Washington, D.C., Georgetown, George Washington, and George Mason universities. It's one of the major universities over there. We are R1 institution, one of the top 50 research institutes in the U.S. Just some pictures from our college. As you can see, we are both a very pretty campus, very similar to Delhi University, but we are also very advanced, forward-looking campus. The little robots that you see on the side over there deliver food to anyone on campus anywhere. So they are self-guided, and it's very interesting. The first time you go to George Mason campus, you see them walking around, and everyone's taking pictures of them. Very quickly, you get used to them. They're like your pets walking next to you. And it's an interesting process to watch how we get used to technology and how technology drives us. If we can go to the next slide. Just a few highlights of the university, which I think I obligated to share with you. Very proud of being at George Mason. We sit at the edge of Washington, D.C., and are, as I said, one of the top, certainly top 100 universities in the world, but top 50 university in the United States. So all kinds of recognition over there. I'm not going to go through all of those. You're welcome to take a look at it. But certainly it is a pleasure and privilege to be here this morning with you all. So if we can go on to the next slide. Like I say, we live in interesting times. And Amrit Kaal, as it was designated by the Honorable Prime Minister, was with the goal of taking India and its citizens to new heights of prosperity. So that is a very lofty goal, and it is a fabulous goal to have, especially as the Honorable Finance Minister said, this time over here is an interesting time in that it allows us to really leapfrog and make a position in the world for ourselves. But to do that, you must have a really good foundation. And the foundation comes from education. So that's really what I'm here to talk to you about how education can be the foundation for Amrit Kaal. And as the theme of the conference goes, we are talking about how you do governance in Amrit Kaal. So let's have the next slide, please. So if you think about it, now this is going back to my Sri Ram College of Commerce days. I used to be an athlete at one time. You may not guess that from my physique right now, but at one time I used to be an athlete. But so I have a lot of these analogies that I make with athletics. So if you look at what you're doing with higher education or changes in higher education, think of it as a long distance sprint, which is interesting. Long distance hurdle sprint, which we have to go through many different hurdles to get to where we are. So what are these hurdles? I want to talk to you about some of this. The very first hurdle that is really driving not just here things here in India, but things pretty much worldwide is technology. Technology is basically changing the game. So as I said, I am a graduate of Sri Ram College of Commerce in accounting. As it turns out, that's not where I did most of my work. I ended up getting a PhD in computer science. So I went from a very business orientation to a very technology orientation. The whole idea was that you try to see what are aspects that affect your profession. So technology is a big part of it. But technology is hurdle number one that we all have to get over. And that is a relatively short hurdle. If you are enough of an athlete, you know you can run up and jump over that hurdle. But right after you go with technology, if we can go to the next. Right next to it is a notion of management and culture. And notice I changed the hurdle from a hurdle to a brick wall. And also notice the distance between the two. Perfect. So if you look at the distance between the two, if you don't have enough of a run-up and you try to hurdle that management and culture that really affects all organizations, what you're going to see is a face print of yourself on that brick wall. So you have to be careful. Management and culture is a big part of something we have to be aware of. And if we clear that in a meaningful way, right behind that, let's see if this thing works. So am I supposed to point it somewhere? I have to turn it on. There we go. It helps if you turn on the technology. So right after management and culture, what you see is this notion of globalization. So this is really the world that we are dealing with. There are three aspects, three hurdles in this long distance sprint of hurdles that we're going to do. First is technology, second is management and culture, and third is globalization. So I'll talk a little bit about each one of these in just a second. Okay. There we go. So what are the underlying drivers to what we are looking at? So the underlying drivers of what we want to look at are threefold. So remember, I'm a technologist by training, so I usually look at the lens of technology with most problems. three aspects that you need to look at when you look at education in Amrit Kaal. First is this notion of computational speed going up tremendously. The power of computation that we have is just incredible these days. Most of us walk around with an iPhone in our pocket or something. That has much more computing power than what it took to put the man on the moon the first time. So you almost have double the computing power in your pocket that it took to put a first person on the moon. So that's computational power going up. But what computation power is doing is changing the communication that happens from a one-to-one world into one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. So data is driving this computation, and you're able to communicate not just one-on-one, but one-to-many, something like what we are doing over here, but also then many-to-many, which is everyone talks and everyone listens at the same time. So it's a very interesting, keep that in mind as we think about education. Second thing you want to worry about is this notion of demographics. And that is one place where India has a tremendous advantage. There's this notion of demographic dividend that people talk about. We have a very young population. Majority of the countries that experience explosive growth, their populations are under age 30 and highly educated. So it's usually between the ages of 30 and 40 where maximal economic impact is made from the demographic. We have a very large percentage of our population here in India, which is under age 30. So we are moving directly into this tremendous demographic advantage. And finally, what we have to watch is, for Amrit Kaal and for education, the expectation game, what is being expected of education has changed fundamentally. What is the notion of, there's this ongoing joke people make, sometimes when you're in a lecture situation, what lecture is really knowledge going from the professor to the student through their notes, without ever passing through their brains. So you have to be careful on how you look at education. So the expectation of education is changing in that what students are expecting of education and what institutions are giving to education are both changing. And that's where the disruption is really happening. So let me talk just very quickly over here. I won't get into great detail, but if you talk about exponential growth of computational power, think about what is going on right now from the speed at which we are moving from the single computer kind of setup to singularity. Singularity really means a place where you can't distinguish between man and computer, between human and computer. And to do that, you have to have the brain power and capacity to compute at that speed and the data to deal with it. If you look at that curve over there, we are in year 2024, 2025, I should say, and we have just surpassed, if you will, on computational power in a computer, the brain power of a mouse. Okay, if you keep up with this rate, the expectation is by 2020, 30 or so, you will have exceeded the brain power of a human, and by 2045, the total computational power in the world will outdo the computational power of humans, which is where singularity is supposed to happen. So that is the environment we are walking into. You have to keep that in mind. Education doesn't sit by itself. Education sits in context. So that's one. The second thing you want to look at, if you just go push that one forward here, technology is accelerating in a very interesting way. So if you look at all the accelerants on the left-hand side, you start with internet, social, mobile, cloud, big data, 3D printing. That is the acceleration. Think about it as going on a roller coaster. You're coming down that steep slope, and as you come down that steep slope, you pick up a lot of speed. And when you pick up a lot of speed, when you come out the other side, that's where the innovations are. That's where the action is. That's where you're going to see changes. So on the other side, you're going to see changes in economic paradigms. You're going to change in future scenarios. You're going to have innovation accelerators, and you're going to change the way we live and work. So if you go on to the next, if you look at the accelerant, next generation of education is here. That is something we need to be aware of and we need to be careful about. Are we meeting the moment right now? Next slide, please. I also mentioned this notion of demographics and demographic changes. expectations of every generation changes in terms of what you want from education. And I've just put many of us on the dais over here would be in the baby boomer group where you've been born between 46 and 64. But many in this room may also be in this Gen Z centennial group, which are born between 97 and 2010. The expectations between these two generations of education and what it means is completely different. And I put that number 10,080 over there. It's a very interesting number. So I do some research in gamification and so on. And game playing is a very interesting thing. 10,080 is a unique number that if a student goes to every single, in the United States, it might be different over here, but in the United States, if a student goes to every single class and attends every single class in school from 6th grade to 12th grade, they would have spent 10,080 hours in the classroom. Research has shown that students in Gen Z spend more than that amount of time on online games. The question then becomes, where are you learning from? Are you learning in the classroom? Are you learning from online games? And every generation seems to suggest that, oh, is generation ko kuch nahi aata, baat nahi mante. Right? That's not true. I think it's important that we understand what this generation is looking for. And what they're looking for in education is very different than what I expected from it or what my children did. So that 10,080 hours is a very interesting thing because what it says is people on their own accord are spending more time on technology than in a forced situation of going to class. Where does learning happen, and how do we use that as a mechanism for education? Next slide, please. So this is a quote from one of my favorite authors, Thomas Friedman. He's a columnist for the New York Times. And he said something very interesting that stuck in my head for pretty much ever. And I use this slide all the time. It says competition, technology, and changed expectations, which is what I was talking about here, will require every professor and every university. And I'm talking to you as a dean of a major business school and Research One University, will be required to improve their pedagogy and knowledge delivery process and format. Because in the age of AI, with technology that I said at where it is, in the age of AI, when outstanding becomes so easily available, average education and average teaching is out. Forget about it. Our days are numbered. As educational, it's a terrible thing for me to say here, standing in a university, representing a university, saying our days are numbered, but they are, if we don't change. This is the power of disruptive innovation. It has happened to every single industry in the world other than two, healthcare and education. These are the two that have not been disrupted. And I can promise you in the next 10 years, they will be disrupted. So we have to be careful. Why? Because of all of the things. And Amrit Kaal positions us perfectly to make those changes. So this is a tremendous opportunity for us. Next slide, please. So if you look at higher education, it's at an inflection point. So in India, I try to put it in the Indian context. There was an educational system from the I'll move it from the Independence Day on, right? So from 1947 to about 2000, there was one mindset to what education is, or how you deliver education. In many ways, we are still stuck in that age today. And I'm not saying that as a criticism here. It's also a criticism for the United States. If you look at the US, they have this 3 credit hour system of courses and so on. Do you know where the genesis of that is? That comes from the Carnegie Foundation report of 1896. It shows we haven't innovated for some time. So it's time to innovate. But there's multiple things. Internet came, that caused certain disruption. Then COVID came in a very interesting way. And it changed many things. It changed the expectation of students, it changed the expectations of faculty, it changes expectations of industry. Actually, most importantly, in my research, it changed the expectations of students and it changed the expectations of industry. What it didn't do is change the university system, which is where we are at. So this is one of the big things that I'm promoting worldwide, wherever I go. This is my big thing, if you will, that we need to change, because if we don't, we are up for getting obsolete ourselves. So let's be careful. This is not a time. So Amrit Kaal, again, perfect time for us to be doing this. So can we go to the next slide, please? So Amrit Kaal is a call to action with education as its foundation. And to succeed, in my opinion, we must do these things, right? We must prepare our students for jobs using technologies with knowledge to solve problems. Great words, right? Except, can you click one more time over here? Go ahead, click. We are preparing students for jobs that don't exist. One more, please. Using technologies that have not been invented, with knowledge, let's go to the next, that has not been discovered, and to solve problems that have not emerged. That is the challenge of education. Just teaching people from our students from books and so on, those days are gone. Unfortunately, like it or not, that's just the way the reality is. And that's the reality me as dean, me as a professor, me as a researcher are living on a day-to-day basis. Let's go on to that. So what's the answer? The answer is innovation. And everyone says, yeah, let's innovate, right? So this is a word cloud for innovation. So what does innovation mean? Yeah, everyone says, let's innovate. But what does innovation mean? Let's go to the next slide. Innovation means many things to many people. In India, we think of innovation as jugaad, right? Har cheez ka jugaad hai. And we are experts at jugaad. You can see all kinds. I even found a very interesting thing of a chai GPT. Yeah, chai GPT. GPT stands for genuinely pure tea. And it's powered by AI, which is adrak and elaichi, right? So we are very innovative and all kinds of very interesting, all kinds of jugaad, right? But jugaad is not the answer. Go to the next slide, please. We have to, in education, we have to innovate at scale. And when you innovate at scale, you have to do something very different. Can you hit the next slide, please? Innovation happens in 4 layers, if you will. There's technology innovation. Next slide. Technology innovation causes a new generation of products and services to evolve. Next slide. Because of new products and services, you have to change the process of delivery. And finally, because of that, the basic business model has to change. We have applied this in every industry other than 2, like I said, education and healthcare. This is the medicine that education institutions need to take today. So I'll make it more personal in terms of what, so the question always is, that's great, Professor, but what are you doing about it? So this is the part where I tell you what we are doing about it. And again, I'm a researcher by training. I've been a researcher for the last 40 years, so this is what I do. You base it on some work, right? So there's 2 theories that I've based my work on and what we are doing at the Costello College. And by the way, this is the leading and the number 1 in the United States in terms of disruption. So we are the leaders in this space. What we've done is taken 2 theories. One is the theory of disruptive innovation. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is Clay Christensen's work. Clayton Christensen talked about how industries get disrupted and new industries emerge from these disruptions. The other work is go back to the previous slide, please. The other work is work that I did about 15 years ago, and I did this in the digital music industry on the notion of willingness to pay. What are you willing to pay for your education in the presence of a zero-priced option? I was doing this in the digital music. I'll tell you what that means in a second. But really, all of this is based on at least my belief and under work that I'm currently doing and leading up my institution. Our thinking is everything is business. So you're always in the business of something. So you think business of healthcare, business of agriculture, business of journalism. You can do business. Everyone is a business person of some sort. So business schools are at the heart. So everything that this conference is doing is at the heart of what should happen in changes in education. Now, next slide, please. So I'll tell you what we're doing. And this article, this responding to spartification of education, you can go Google it. You can find it online. This is an article I wrote principally to do exactly what we worry about with education. If in education or if in any industry, intellectual property, the deal is, if you don't actually capture what the innovation is, if it doesn't become your innovation, then you cannot actually hold on to it. I'm going to certainly allow. No, not at all. Absolutely. I think it's more important that we have a chance to welcome you. Certainly a pleasure and privilege to be with the minister and have him join us as well. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, we are talking about my research on willingness to pay in the music industry. Now think about this for a second. Now many of us have forgotten, but many of you will still remember the CD. You remember the CD, a music CD? You had about 14 songs on it, but you really liked only 2 of them. But you had to buy all 14 songs if you got that CD, right? It's called bundling. And that causes 2 types of behaviors when you bundle like that. It causes either the behavior of piracy or the behavior of being able to consume a substandard product. Remember the CD days. यहाँ मेरे को याद नहीं exactly कितना होगा, but in the US it was CD cost about $14, right? $14 for 12 songs. Not that excited if I like only 2 of those 12 songs. Because if I like only 2 of the 12 songs and I have to buy all 12, each of the songs that I like now costs $6 each. So it causes me to behave in 2 ways. Either I'll pirate this music from someone else, and when I pirate this music, I am going to consume substandard music. Now think about education the way we are delivering it today. How do we deliver a degree? Thou shalt take these 10 courses, and we shall give you a degree. Is every single course of that something that's contributing to your success? If not, then you're paying a whole lot more. And now you're willing to pirate and consume substandard education. That is a problem. That is what we are dealing with today. So the answer is, what do we do? And this is the research that I was conducting is willingness to pay in the presence of a zero-priced option. In education also today, you have the luxury of a zero-priced option. You can get world-class education by paying nothing. You can be educated as an engineer from MIT by paying $0, because you can just go to the open web and get all their courses and get everything from there, right? What you cannot get is a degree. So the question is, what are we doing? Are we educating or are we credentialing? So that's something we need to work. And yes, I did this research in digital music. And when I did this research in digital music, what they said was, if you went to streaming, which is what most of you do, right? Spotify and all those other things. If you stream all your own music, then the music industry will die. That was the prediction. In fact, what has happened is the music industry has grown 4-fold since then. And the price of the song has gone from $6 a song to under 99 cents a song. And people are consuming much more of it. The same, my prediction is, the same is going to happen in education, unless we do something about it. So the question is, what are you doing about it? The answer is what we refer to as modular education. And that's really the innovation that I've been credited with, that I captured in this article that I said, you're welcome to look at this. You can Google it. You can download it if you like. This has been published by the AICSB, which is the premier accreditation body for business schools worldwide. because AICSB has published it, any school in the world, any university in the world who does this method will have to quote us because we are the pioneers in this. And there's some good news in this because at the end of it, my aim is to ask for partnership over here that we will do things together in Delhi University. But really what we are doing is instead of pushing single courses, what we have done is taken bundling courses together that become industry facing. So we don't say, do a degree in accounting. My degree is in accounting. But when you say you're an accounting major, what are you? Are you a financial accountant? Are you a tax accountant? Are you a cost accountant? What the heck are you? You don't know. Or what if I said, give me a fraud analyst or give me a forensic accountant? Now I know exactly what you're doing. Or if I say your degree is in computer science, I don't know, are you hardware? Are you software? What exactly are you? But if I say you're a cybersecurity specialist on networks, now I know exactly what you are, right? So what we have done is we have taken our courses and bundled them differently, and they're bundled into certificates that are industry facing. Whole host of courses, but rebundled into certificates. And students are given the option, because everything is business, you have to have a basic business core. So a certificate is a combination of about 5 or 6 courses. You have to take a business core. You can take another business-focused certificate and make it an all-business degree, or you can connect your business degree with any other discipline on campus. So you can be a forensic journalist. You can be in cybersecurity sales. You can have any combination of anything at George Mason University today. And this is where I think the direction of education is going. This notion of CD-based education that we had, those days are numbered, and we need to be careful of that. If we can go to the next slide, please. So really what we're saying out of all of this, all right, yeah, I've been given fair warning to get out of here, so. No, it's all good. This is the professor and me. When you have the microphone, you talk. But really what I want to say over here, and this is a sort of punchline, if you will, we are going against the grain. So in India, this is a call out for what? It's call out for regulatory bodies, which is like UGC, AICC, NCTE, and others, to think outside the box in terms of how we are delivering education. It's for internal stakeholders, all the administrators. It's for thinking across the spectrum, including Delhi University and my own college, Sri Ram College, and others, that I would say, let's come together. And this conference is a good first step in that direction. So if we can go quickly to the next slide. So as a proud alum of SRCC and Delhi University, and as a global citizen, I would invite a partnership. I'm here to do just that. Thanks to Dean Ajay, who I met previously, and thanks to Dr. Malika Kumar, who I've worked with. It has been a fantastic privilege that we are now taking initial steps to do just that. Let's seize this opportunity. Let's redefine the business model of education. This is our time. This is Amrit Kaal. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Vinze, for your profound insights into governance and the strategic role of innovation during Amrit Kaal. Your profound understanding of governance and the role of education in shaping higher education shall greatly enrich our discussions for the forthcoming sessions. Your remarks will undoubtedly inspire us as we move forward in exploring these crucial topics in the upcoming sessions.
It is time we have been eagerly anticipating. We have amongst us Dr. Rajan Chopra, Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University, Meghalaya, and our chief guest, Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore. Please give a big round of applause and welcome him. I would request Professor Sunaina Kanodia and Professor Neeti Bhasin to please welcome Dr. Rajan Chopra. I now request Dr. Rajan Chopra, Chancellor Mahatma Gandhi University, Meghalaya, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, Head and Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Business, Department of Commerce, University of Delhi, and Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatra, Professor Chairman Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi, to give a green welcome and felicitate our chief guest, Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore, Cabinet Minister, Industry and Commerce, Youth Affairs and Sports Department, Government of Rajasthan, with a memento as a token of our deep appreciation. The photographers, please give a little space. Moving forward, it is our honor to welcome Professor Sunil Maheshwari, Dean and Professor at the University of Pennsylvania, the United States of America, as our guest of honor. Professor Maheshwari holds a PhD in Business Administration with a major in accounting and minor in finance from Florida Atlantic University. He also earned a master's in accountancy from Miami University and a master's in management studies with a focus on finance from the University of Bombay. Professor Maheshwari currently serves as the chair of the Department of Accounting and Information Systems at Indiana University of Pennsylvania, where he has taught since 2014. He previously taught at Marshall University from 1998 to 2014. Professor Maheshwari has made significant intellectual contributions, published 57 research articles, and co-authored 94 textbooks, some of which are widely used in India. His research has garnered over 7,000 downloads across 135 countries and has been cited 808 times. He has presented at 52 national and international conferences and is recognized for his impactful work in accounting education. With 26 years of teaching experience, Professor Maheshwari has taught at both undergraduate and doctoral levels, including international MBA and executive MBA programs. He focuses on creating an interactive, student-centered learning environment and is proficient in online teaching technologies. Additionally, he led the department's successful effort to earn AACSP accounting accreditation in 2023. Professor Maheshwari has also worked in industry as a systems analyst, cost accountant, and financial controller. His pioneering work in the field of accounting has made a significant impact both in academic and practical realms. His insights have shaped numerous discussions around effective governance and its transformative role in today's world. Without further delay, we invite Professor Sunil Maheshwari to address us and share his valuable perspective on the theme of this conference. Please join me in welcoming him with a warm round of applause.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Sunil Maheshwari. Thank you, all the guests, for joining here on the dais. And thank you to all the students and coordinators for organizing the program. Now it seems I've got about 10 minutes or so I'll try to go over the theme of the presentation for the conference. I'm in the US from last, I don't know how many years, probably most of the students were not born here before that. So but I did try my best to understand what the theme is and give you my perspective a little bit at the end. Okay, next. Now, as far as the Amrit Kaal is concerned, the word Amrit itself is more related to absence of death or longevity, sustainability, etc. And with the vision is always important, as our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has presented the vision of Amrit Kaal 2047. So when I read it, basically it seems like for the next 25 years, we restructure all the fragments of the Indian economy through rapid profitable growth, better living conditions, and infrastructure and technological advancement, and reawaken the world's trust in India. And that's more or less what it seems like. Also, it probably relates to removing all the colonial mindset and restoring the faith in the Indian heritage. We also would supply the intellect to the world, which we have been already doing, which India is already doing in a very significant way. And the ultimate outcome from all the changes in the policies, all the changes in the governance, all the changes what the citizens want, is basically to move Bharat from Vikashshil to Viksit Bharat. That seems to be the overall theme. And this will be achieved through the governance policy with sustainability in mind. Next, please. For the younger generation, this is not what Amrit means. So, this has nothing to do with the Amrit Kaal or long-term absence of death. So, just making sure that you understand that part. Okay, next, please. Now, the vision, as I said, from Prime Minister Modi is to move the India towards a developed nation. And so the next question, and at the same time, we need to have a balanced growth in terms of people, profit, as well as planet. And why do we need a balanced growth? Because when you grow very fast, there's an imbalance in the growth that takes place. Because you demand more, your disposable income is higher compared to whatever time we saw earlier. The disposable income for this generation is much higher. It demands more, and that demands more output. And again, it creates more challenges and more imbalances. So that needs to be addressed. So I'll talk about some of the challenges as well. So as far as the next, please. Then I thought, what is Viksit means to me? As far as Viksit or advanced country, which I've seen, basically has been defined in terms of a higher level of income per person, a significant degree of industrialization, a varied export base, integrated financial structure, and other indexes like Human Development Index and the Hunger Index. There is no set numerical convention for what advanced country is. But as far as the economists are concerned, there are two numbers which have been floated around in terms of GDP is around 12,000 to 15,000, and some have gone as higher as 25 to 30,000 per person as the GDP. So where do we stand in terms of, next please. So as far as the current situation is concerned, India's GDP per person is approximately $2,500. And the nominal GDP is around $3.4 trillion. Just for I noticed that the Apple's company's capitalization is at around $3.8 trillion. So as of December 19, 2024, the GDP for US was around 87,000 and so on. There were other numbers, Russia at around 13,000 and 54,000. So primarily what we are looking at is, even if we take the 15,000 as the number, we need to be at least at 5 times the current GDP structure in next 25 years to be close to the developed nations. Next, please. As far as I said, there are other parameters also. As far as the global hunger index is concerned, what bothered me most was that there are 3,000 children who die of hunger every day in India. We have got too much stuff now. We probably have so much stuff that, but on one side, but on the other side, we are 102nd out of 117 countries in the global hunger index. Next, please. With the development, as I said, when you grow faster, the development that takes place is imbalance, and the social structure for India is also changing. You might have noticed that our social structure is changing very, very fast, at least for the bigger cities. It may not happen still in the smaller towns. However, just to give you a perspective, in 2000, divorce rate in the US was at around 4%. And in 2024, first marriages divorce rate was 40 to 50% in the US. Second marriages divorce rate was about 60% and so on. In 2024, the divorce rate in India is at around 1%. Why I'm bringing this up is because all this brings a different kind of challenges for the society. And as we grow faster and faster, we need to make sure that we do not lose the social fabric of the society. Next, please. Now, as far as the Amrit Kaal is concerned, basically we are looking towards the policies, governance policies, to make sure that we grow with sustainability, or what we call as the balance the ESG factors, environment factors, social factors, as well as the governance factors. For example, we are, instead of using fossil fuel, we are trying to go towards using the water resources or marine resources, which will be the next big thing, it seems, to use the marine waterfront from. It seems the numbers, I cannot even fathom at this time, but 23,000 some crore or rupees or something will be spent in next few years. We want to be the net carbon zero by 2070, and by 2030, renewable energy would be around 50%. And we are already towards the target of meeting it. In 2025, 40% of the goal for this would be met. So that's a huge thing. Then it creates a challenge of what do we do with the population that is currently employed in these industries. They need to be transitioned to something, the blue economy, or based upon the water, solar energy, and other renewable resources. So we need to be able to, as Dr. Ajay was mentioning, we'll have to transfer, or we'll have to transform the education to basically prepare the students for things which we don't even see at this time. And with the blue economy taking place, or other solar resources being used, that's going to happen. Next, please. At this time, this is what I consider to be to me, the sustainability, as I said, is very important. Right now, one of the most important factor, or one of the most important challenges we'll be facing is the water. 70% of the world is covered by water, but only 2.5% of it is fresh. And out of that, 1% is easily accessible for the human use. So that is going to be a big challenge for India. We are accounting for 18 to 19% of the world population. And we need to be very careful as to how, as we bring in, you are the generation which will be probably bringing in the innovation to use that remaining water, because we have got lots of it, but it's unusable. So that would be a new area or innovation where you can factor in. What can we do? Again, I read that around 500,000 liters of water is being used to extract 1 kilogram of gold. Imagine that. Just don't buy 1 kilogram of gold and you have saved about 500,000 liters of water. Invest the money and feed the dying children. Very simple, with 1 kilogram of gold. The water efficient fittings and fixtures can cut water used by around in the homes of 45%. 70% of the water currently is being used in the agriculture. Next, please. Next. As far as our carbon footprint is concerned, our parents' generation, what Dr. Ajay was showing, what's happening, changing over a period of time, our parent generation to now, our footprint has increased from 1940s to now by about 650% or so. Next, please. So why now? Next. Because we are shooting, or we are calculating Earth overshoot days. And in 1971, the Earth overshoot day was it used to take place in December. That basically means in 71, one Earth was enough to meet our needs on a daily basis, on a yearly basis. Now, the Earth overshoot day, which is calculated as, is appearing somewhere in July. At this space, at this stage or this space, we will need around 1.7 Earth today. The ecological resources equivalent of 1.7 Earth today to be able to even sustain. So we have got a problem of more rather than less. Next, please. Next. So the triple bottom line, as I call it, between people, planet, and profit. The traditional thinking that profits can only be accumulated without taking into account the environment is no longer true. You need to be able to sustain the planet, and there has to be a viable intersection between profit and planet. Our minister is over here, and that is probably, they are also thinking in this terms of sustainability. At the same time, we need to take care of the people, our social variables, education, equity, etc., quality of life needs to be, all of these needs to come together and have a balanced growth so that it's sustainable over a long time, like Amrit. Next, please. Now, this was the slides which I collected over a period of time, but what does it mean to me very quickly? To me, at the first very basic level, Amrit Kaal would mean everyone has clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, wholesome food to eat, a decent home to live, good health care, and respect for each other. Very basic things. I should not be asked when I start from US, do you know what is the AQI in Delhi? That's the first thing I'm asked over there. That should not be my question that I should be asked. I've been coming here for 40 years. Things have gone, infrastructure has grown, everything has grown tremendously in India, in Delhi. But my fresh air has gone away. And I cannot breathe when I get out of the airport, unfortunately. I still need to carry this water bottle around because I don't know what kind of water I'm getting at different places. So that's the basic thing which I'm asking for the Amrit Kaal in next 25 years. And next level, economically, when we are able to achieve that, the next level is that everyone is self-sufficient and have enough resources to in the future sustainably. So ultimately, have a balance in life that is healthy, fulfilling, happier, and leads to self-realization. Next, please. So who is responsible? Basically, you cannot have just the government responsible. You and me, everyone needs to be responsible. The basic civic sense needs to be there everywhere. When you drive on the roads in Delhi, there is garbage everywhere. Everywhere. That would lead to health concerns for me. We are 18% of the world population. Businesses need to be sustainable. Businesses need to take initiative. Society, the government, and anyone else who is involved. Now, the next question is, what do you want to do? And what are we doing? So think about it. Means, as I said, you can just save 500,000 liters of water just by not buying 1 kilogram of gold. So, but my hope would be that no one dies, and no child dies in India hungry. That's where what I would like, if nothing else from this 10 minutes or 15 minutes presentation, what I want you to do is at least save that one life of a kid. So, and that would be a big Amrit Kaal period for your generation as well. And you're all capable. You buy cell phones worth ₹1,00,000 rupees and everything. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and inspiring address. Your reflections on the evolving nature of governance and the importance of collaboration between academia, policy, and practice are invaluable. Your expertise and vision have certainly set a meaningful tone for our discussions over the course of this conference.
It is with great pleasure that we invite Professor Amrit Kumar ji, our guest of honor. Professor Kumar is a member of the governing body at Deen Dayal Upadhyay College and serves as an independent director at Life Insurance Corporation of India. He is the CEO of the University of Delhi Foundation and a professor of corporate governance at the Department of College, Delhi School of Economics. An alumnus of Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi School of Economics, and Harvard Business School, his expertise spans finance, corporate governance, and higher education. His vast experience will provide valuable insights to our discussions. Please join us in extending a warm welcome to Professor Anil Kumar as he takes the podium to share his thoughts with us. Let's greet him with a round of applause.
Thank you so much. सन 2004 में ओलंपिक खेलों में हमारे भारत को चांदी का पदक दिलवाने वाले और भारतीय सेना को सुशोभित करने वाले भारत की शान, राजस्थान की शान, कर्नल राज्यवर्धन सिंह जी राठौर, मेरे को बहुत आज खुशी हो रही है हमारे बीच में उनको देखकर, क्योंकि जब हम गवर्नेंस की बात करते हैं तो दो चीजें मुझे ध्यान में आती हैं कि जब वो भारत सरकार में खेल मंत्री थे, मोदी फर्स्ट टर्म में, तो नेहरू युवा केंद्र में सालों से 10 सालों से कोई अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं हुई थी और he was the person who initiated the process of appointment. Not only that, he ensured that all the appointments took place in his regime. उसके बाद जब मेंबर पार्लियामेंट बने, मेरे इनसे काफी लंबी वार्तालाप हुई, उनका एक ही कंसर्न था, हम अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के लिए जयपुर ग्रामीण से आते हैं कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं। काफी उसके बारे में डिस्कशन हुआ। फिर कुछ रिटेलर्स जो दुकानदार थे वहां इनके पास आए और उनको लोन की जरूरत थी। उन दिनों जो रिटेल दुकानदार है, छोटे दुकानदार हैं, वो एमएसएमई सेक्टर में नहीं आते थे। उन्होंने उसी वक्त एमएसएमई सेक्टर के मिनिस्टर साहब से बात की और 6 महीने के अंदर रिटेलर्स को भी एमएसएमई में इंक्लूड करवाया ये इन्हीं के मेरे को लगता है कि जो एफर्ट्स है उसका नतीजा है। और आज हम देखते हैं जब राजस्थान सरकार में मंत्री के तौर पर काम कर रहे हैं, फेसबुक पे काफी एक्टिव है, सोशल मीडिया पर आप कभी उनको फार्मर्स के साथ वार्तालाप करते हुए देख सकते हैं, और कभी इंडस्ट्रियल मीट्स में कि कैसे राजस्थान राज्य के अंदर इन्वेस्टमेंट को लाया जाए। तो ये हमारे लिए सौभाग्य की बात है कि कर्नल साहब यहां पर हमारे बीच में आज पधारे हैं। साथ में जब हम गवर्नेंस की बात करते हैं तो मैं यूनिवर्सिटी गवर्नेंस की अगर मैं बात करूं तो प्रोफेसर बलराम पानी जी यहां पर हैं, और आप सबको शायद जो हमारे छात्र हैं उनको शायद नहीं मालूम होगा कि 15 साल से इस विश्वविद्यालय में परमानेंट अपॉइंटमेंट्स नहीं थी, सब एडहोकिज्म चल रहा था। इन्होंने आकर उस प्रोसेस को न केवल इनिशिएट करवाया बल्कि 5000 से ज्यादा अपॉइंटमेंट्स इन्होंने केवल 3 साल के कार्यकाल में, अभी चल रहा है कार्यकाल और आगे भी चलेगा, उसमें अभी तक 5000 से ज्यादा अपॉइंटमेंट्स, और हमारे विश्वविद्यालय में 15 सालों से प्रमोशंस नहीं हुई थी। सभी प्रमोशंस पूरी करने के बाद जो फ्रेश राउंड ऑफ प्रमोशन है वो उन्होंने इनिशिएट करवाया। तो सच में अगर हम गवर्नेंस की बात करें और अमृत काल की बात करें तो ये जीता जागता उदाहरण हमारे बीच में है। और उसके साथ प्रोफेसर हेमचंद जैन जी प्रिंसिपल हैं इस कॉलेज के, और आपको पता है किस चुनौतियों के बीच में वो यहां पे कार्य कर रहे हैं। वो मैं ना जिक्र करूं तो अच्छा है, तनख्वाह नहीं मिलती, बिना तनख्वाह के कैसे कॉलेज चला रहे हैं वो इन्हीं से पूछ सकते हैं। तो ये चैलेंज के अंदर जो चुनौतियां है उसमें कैसे अवसर प्रदान करें और कैसे कॉलेज को चलाएं, इनसे अच्छा कोई नहीं जान सकता है। मुझे याद है कोरोना काल में हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, जब पूरा देश पूरा विश्व कोरोना की महामारी से जूझ रहा था और ऐसा लग रहा था कि भारत तो खत्म हो जाएगा, यहां तो कुछ भी नहीं है, लेकिन हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, कि चुनौतियों के अंदर कैसे अवसर पैदा करें। रातों रात लोगों ने काम शुरू कर दिया, मास्क बनाने शुरू कर दिए, साथ में सैनिटाइजर्स बनाने शुरू कर दिए। और जब कोरोना 2 आया, जितने भी हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज थी उन्होंने ऑक्सीजन अपने इंडस्ट्री के अंदर वो सब प्रोडक्शन छोड़कर मेडिकल ऑक्सीजन का प्रोडक्शन करना शुरू कर दिया। मतलब जब तक आप, मैं दोबारा इस बात को रिपीट करता हूं, जब हम विकास की बात करते हैं, अमृत काल की बात करते हैं, 2014 में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी आए और केवल एक मंत्र था इस देश में जो कि पहली बार देखने को मिला, कोई नारा नहीं था, वो मंत्र था केवल और केवल विकास, कि कैसे हम विकास करें। और उसका मंत्र उन्होंने क्या दिया, सबका साथ। जब हम गवर्नेंस की बात करते हैं, प्रोफेसर श्रीवास्तव जी भी बैठे हुए और काफी यूएस से प्रोफेसर्स भी आए हुए, वो एग्री करेंगे, आज जब हम गवर्नेंस की बात करते हैं तो उसमें एडवर्ड फ्रीमैन का जो स्टेक होल्डर्स अप्रोच है उसकी बात करते हैं। जो बहुत पहले हम शेयर होल्डर्स अप्रोच की बात करते थे वो बिल्कुल एक बैकग्राउंड में चला गया, और आज विकास जो इस देश में हुआ है और जो कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में विकास हुआ है वो सब इसी मंत्र का नतीजा है, स्टेक होल्डर्स अप्रोच, सबका साथ और सबका प्रयास। जब तक आप सबको साथ लेकर नहीं चलेंगे तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता है। अब भारत दर्शन में जो गवर्नेंस की अगर हम बात करें, भारत दर्शन क्या कहता है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम। हमारे लिए पूरा विश्व एक है, और न केवल कहता है, कोरोना काल में करके दिखाया। 100 से ज्यादा देशों में जो वैक्सीन हमने बनाई और उसको एक्सपोर्ट किया, वो केवल वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का ही नतीजा था कि हम ऐसा करने में सफल हो पाए। और जब हम करते सर्वजन हिताय सर्वजन सुखाय, आज हम देखते हैं 2014 में हमारी जो इंडियन इकोनॉमी थी वो वल्नरेबल थी, अनसर्टेन थी, फॉरेन रिजर्व्स ना के बराबर बचा था और 10वें पायदान पर खड़ी थी। आज अगर हम बात करें 2024 और अब 25 भी आ गया, हम दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था है, और उसके साथ साथ लार्जेस्ट ग्रोइंग, लार्जेस्ट डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी इन द वर्ल्ड। क्या 10 साल पहले कोई सोच सकता था इसके बारे में? और आज वर्ल्ड बैंक भी कहता है, IMF भी कहता है कि हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था ब्राइटेस्ट स्टार इन द ग्लोबल एरेना, आज पूरे विश्व में जहां ग्लोबल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं, डिसरप्शंस चल रहा है, अनिश्चितताएं चल रही हैं, महंगाई की मार से काफी यूरोप के देश जूझ रहे हैं, इकलौता हमारा देश है जो कि आगे बढ़ रहा है। वो किस वजह से? केवल और केवल एक बात अगर मैं कहूं, और वो बात यह है कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक मंत्र दिया था, अगर आपको याद हो, वो मंत्र था लेस गवर्नमेंट मोर गवर्नेंस। दैट मीन्स ज्यादा जोर गवर्नेंस पर रहने वाला है। और आज हम देखते हैं कि जो हमारा कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर है और हमारे बैंक्स हैं, कोई टाइम था जब बैंक्स में तकरीबन 12% NPA होता था। आप समझ सकते हैं कि सभी बैंक्स हमारे बीमारू हो गए थे। और आज NPA कितना है? केवल 2 से 3% के बीच में। वो कैसे संभव हो पाया? वो संभव हुआ लेस गवर्नमेंट मोर गवर्नेंस की एम्फेसिस गवर्नेंस पर रहा। तो गवर्नेंस क्या नहीं कर सकता है? आज हम अमृत काल की बात करते हैं, आज हम बात करते हैं 2047 में हमें एक डेवलप नेशन बनना है। उसके लिए सबको कमर कसनी पड़ेगी। खाली ये सरकार का फर्ज नहीं है, हम में से प्रत्येक का, चाहे हम प्रोफेसर हैं, चाहे हम कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में काम करते हैं या हम अध्ययन करते हैं, उसमें सबका एक रोल है। आज हमारी GDP तकरीबन 7% के हिसाब से बढ़ रही है। इसको हमें कम से कम 10% से ऊपर लेके जाना है आगे आने वाले 23 साल में। वो कैसे होगा? अगर हम आपस में इधर उधर की बात करते रहे, झगड़े करते रहे, आपस में बंटते रहे, तो ये कभी मुमकिन नहीं हो सकता है। उसमें विद्यार्थियों का, युवा वर्ग का बहुत अहम रोल होने वाला है। और जब हम अमृत काल की बात करते हैं, आज हम खुद अमृत काल में बैठे हैं। कैसे बैठे? मैं उसके कुछ आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स देता हूं। आज हमारे देश इंडिया दुनिया का 3rd लार्जेस्ट स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम है। आपको पता होगा ये 50,000 से ज्यादा लाइव स्टार्टअप इस देश में आज भी चल रहे हैं। 110 से ज्यादा यूनिकॉर्न्स हैं। ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है। जितनी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी जो टेक्नोलॉजी से ड्रिवन है, वो केवल और केवल इस देश के अंदर है, जो कि आज हम अमृत काल में रह रहे हैं। और हम सब सौभाग्यशाली हैं कि हम अमृत काल में रह रहे हैं, हम इसको देख रहे हैं। और आने वाला जो भविष्य है, वो हमारे जो छात्र बैठे हुए हैं, उनका भविष्य होने वाला है। आज हम देखते हैं हमारे देश में 60 करोड़ अकाउंट्स खुल गए बैंक के। कोई टाइम था जब केवल 5 करोड़ लोग सिर्फ अकाउंट्स रखते थे। और मेरे को मालूम, मैंने काफी गांव में भ्रमण किया जब ये योजना लागू हुई, बहुत कम लोगों के पास अकाउंट्स थे। और जो गरीब लोग थे, वो बैंक के आगे से जाने से डरते थे। अरे ये बैंक होता है, हमें यहां जाने का कभी इस जीवन में तो मौका नहीं मिलेगा। और आज देखिए 60 करोड़ लोगों के इस देश में हर हाउस होल्ड का अकाउंट है। अगर हम बात करें स्वच्छता अभियान की, 10 करोड़ टॉयलेट्स इस देश में बने हैं। हमारे लिए टॉयलेट छोटी बात हो सकती है, बहुत छोटी बात है, टॉयलेट है, हर एक के घर में होती है। मैं उत्तराखंड के दूर दराज इलाकों में काफी मैंने भ्रमण किया। मैंने 200 से ज्यादा गांव कवर किए। हमने एक वित्तशाला शुरू की, उसके तहत हम ये फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी स्प्रेड करते थे। हर गांव में जहां हम पहुंच भी, गांव में जहां मोटर नहीं जा सकती थी, बाइक नहीं जा सकती थी, हम पैदल जाके जाते थे। हर गांव के घर में हमने खुद देखा है टॉयलेट बनी हुई है। और टॉयलेट की जो क्या मूल्य होता है, वो मेरे को लगता है महिलाओं से पूछना चाहिए, वो जो बुजुर्ग है उनसे पूछना चाहिए कि एक टॉयलेट की क्या वैल्यू होती है। तो आज इस देश में मेरे को लगता है कि हम एक अमृत काल में आ चुके हैं और काफी कुछ और करने की गुंजाइश है। हम वीमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं। हम ये नहीं कहते कि वीमेन को, महिलाओं को एम्पावर करना है। हम कहते हैं कि जो हमारा विकास होगा, उसकी लीडरशिप है वो महिलाओं के पास होगी। और आज हम देखते हैं कि सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप चंद्रयान मिशन जो होगा, उसमें कितनी महिलाएं थी। उसके साथ साथ आज ड्रोन, आप अगर किसी गांव में चले जाएं तो जो ड्रोन में उनको एम्पावर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। अगर मैं यूथ की बात करूं, अगर मैं बात करूं तो आज पिछले साल बजट में एम्प्लॉयमेंट लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव प्लान सरकार ने लागू किया, उसकी घोषणा लोकसभा में हुई, आप सबको पता होगा। और उसके तहत 5 करोड़ लोगों को जॉब देने का मिशन रखा गया है। और साथ में इंटर्नशिप स्कीम, प्रधानमंत्री इंटर्नशिप स्कीम, उस पर काम चालू हो चुका है कि देश की जो 1000 जो टॉप कंपनीज है उसमें इंटर्नशिप करने का मौका मिलेगा। आप सोचिए, हमारे युवा वर्ग जब उन कंपनीज में इंटर्नशिप करेंगे, प्रशिक्षण करेंगे, तो वो देश में आने वाले समय में विकास में कितने भागीदारी और कितने सफल सहायक हो सकते हैं। अगर मैं गवर्नेंस ऑफ कंपनीज की बात करूं, मैं सिर्फ 2 मिनट और बोलूंगा, गवर्नेंस ऑफ कंपनीज की बात करूं, आज गवर्नेंस भी बदल गया है। एआई, डिजिटाइजेशन, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, उसकी वजह से जो ट्रेडिशनल तरीकों से हम काम करते थे वो सब बदल गया है। पूरे बिजनेस, अगर मैं परिवेश में बात करूं तो पूरा डिसरप्शन आ गया है। आज हर बिजनेस जो कि कामयाब है वो अपने आप में एक टेक कंपनी है, अपने आप में एक मीडिया कंपनी है। और न केवल बिजनेसेस बल्कि आप सब लोग भी सोशल मीडिया से के थ्रू काम करते हैं, उसमें कम्युनिकेट करते हैं। और मीडिया की क्या पावर होती है, इसका एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल आपको बताता हूं। 2019 में एमजी हेक्टर कार इंट्रोड्यूस हुई, शायद आपको पता होगा, एमजी हेक्टर कार के नाम से हुई थी। दिसंबर की बात है, एक छोटा सा यूट्यूब पर किसी ने एक छोटी सी वीडियो अपलोड कर दी, और वो वीडियो थी एमजी हेक्टर कार को एक डोंकी पुल कर रहा था, और केवल 1 घंटे में 15 लाख से ज्यादा उसमें व्यूअरशिप आ गए। कंपनी भी अलर्ट होगी क्या हो रहा है। उसी वक्त कंपनी, उसमें मोटर में कुछ, गाड़ी में कुछ प्रॉब्लम थी मॉडल में, उसी वक्त उसको चेंज किया गया, वो सभी गाड़ियां रिकॉल की गई। आज हम देखते हैं कि हर कंपनी आज कम्युनिकेट कर रही है, हर कंपनी का फेसबुक पेज है, इंस्टाग्राम पेज है, लिंक्डइन पेज है, उससे वो ऑपरेट कर रही है। और हर कंपनी टेक कंपनी बन गई है। जितने भी हमारे आज टेक्नोलॉजी की भी बात हुई सुबह, जब तक हम टेक्नोलॉजी को एसिमुलेट नहीं करेंगे, ऑटोमेशन, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का हम कैसे प्रोसेसेस में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, तो हम अमृत काल में आज जो रह रहे हैं और जो डेवलप नेशन का हमारा सपना है उसको हम कभी भी पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो मेरे को लगता है कि एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती भी हमारे सामने है। 2047 तक हमें विकसित देश बनना है। आज हम 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था है, और कहते हैं कि टॉप पर जब हम जाते हैं ना तो थोड़ा और मुश्किल राह हो जाती है। तो 5वें नंबर से हम जापान को और जर्मनी को बीट करने में 2030 का लक्ष्य है। मेरे को लगता है उससे पहले हम बीट कर जाएंगे, लेकिन उसके बाद जो 2 बड़ी इकोनॉमीज हैं, यूएस और चाइना, अभी लगता है बड़ा मुश्किल काम है। लेकिन अगर समाज का हर वर्ग इसके अंदर ठान ले कि हमें सबसे विकसित देश बनना है, तो कोई ताकत नहीं है, डेमोग्राफिक एडवांटेज हमारे देश के साथ है, कोई ताकत नहीं है जो हमें एक विकसित देश बनाने से रोक सके। और उसमें गवर्नेंस का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, बहुत अहम भूमिका है। और डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कॉमर्स को मैं धन्यवाद तो नहीं करूंगा, मैं खुद वहां से होस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन से बिलोंग करता हूं, और दीनदयाल उपाध्याय कॉलेज भी मेरे लिए होस्ट ही है। आई एम पार्ट ऑफ द गवर्निंग बॉडी ऑफ दीनदयाल उपाध्याय कॉलेज। तो लेकिन मैं ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम को जो इसमें इन्वॉल्व है उनको बहुत धन्यवाद भी देता हूं कि उन्होंने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए गवर्नेंस इन अमृत काल, ये वाला एक थीम रखा। और अब आने वाले 2 दिनों में इसके ऊपर जो पेपर प्रेजेंटेशंस होंगे, मेरे को लगता है कि उसमें काफी वैल्यू एडिशन भी होने वाला है, और उसमें कुछ नई चीज भी सामने आके निकलेगी। सो आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट for all the papers is going to come, and all the best for the success of this conference. Thank you very much for having me and inviting me for this conference.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address. Your perspective of governance has inspired us to think critically about challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
Now it is time for the moment we've all been eagerly anticipating. As we delve deeper into the conference, it is our privilege to invite a leader who epitomizes dedication, vision, and excellence. Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore, Cabinet Minister for Industry and Commerce, Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of Rajasthan, is not only a celebrated public servant but also an inspiration to millions as a former Olympic medalist and a torchbearer of youth empowerment and innovative governance. A shooter, a soldier, and a leader, he has lived a life devoted to serving the nation in every possible way. From serving in the Indian Army in Jammu and Kashmir, protecting lives beyond rank and religion, to taking up a different mission with a gun in sports, his commitment to India has been unwavering. He made history by bringing independent India its first silver medal at the Athens Olympics in 2004 and went on to win 25 international medals in double trap shooting. Colonel Rathore believes Colonel Rathore believes in the potential of every Indian, the youth, teachers, parents, and seniors, and envisions a superpower India under the leadership of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. As a doer, a believer, and an achiever, his mission in politics is to bring change, ensure every child can follow their dreams, and promote clean governance and cleaner sports management. His leadership reflects a seamless blend of determination and foresight, shaping policies that drive growth, inclusion, and transformation across sectors. We are truly honored to have him with us today to share his invaluable insights. With great pride and respect, we now invite Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore to address this august gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming him with a big round of applause. Welcome, sir.
What a wonderful morning this is. Namaskar to everyone seated here, especially to the dignitaries on the dais. उनको सुनने में मुझे अत्यंत आनंद आया. बहुत knowledgeable है. I'm a student of life. I love learning. I love listening to people who can guide. I come into different roles, and life gives us different roles. But as I will speak, you will understand that we all have to work collectively to move ahead. And that is why experts in domains are extremely important for the executionary and for the judiciary and for the legislative to listen to and understand. So I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to listen to all of you. Now, because we have so many dignitaries, allow me to speak out their names. Professor Balram Pani, Dean of Colleges, University of Delhi. Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatro, Chairman, Governing Body, Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi. Professor Ajay Ji, Dean, George Mason University. Professor Hemchand Jain, Principal, Dean Dayal Upadhyay College. We have guests of honor, who's Mr. Sunil Maheshwari Ji, we just listened to as well. प्रोफेसर अनिल कुमार, जब वो बोल रहे थे आप समझ गए होंगे कि हमारी मुलाकात पहले भी हुई है. एंड लाइक आई सेड, आई एम अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ लाइफ. तो मैंने उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. कोविड में उनकी एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती थी, उनका परिवार उनसे अलग हुआ, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी अनिल साहब, आज आपकी जो एनर्जी थी बोलते वक्त, जो पॉजिटिविटी थी, मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता हुई उसे सुनते हुए. प्रोफेसर अजय कुमार, प्रोफेसर शीतल झुंझुनवाला, डॉक्टर राजन चोपड़ा, माफ कीजिए, प्रोफेसर राजेंद्र श्रीवास्तव जी फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैंसस, प्रोफेसर रविंदर रीना, डर्बन यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, Dr. Rakesh Gupta ji, all the faculty members and students who are here today, वंस अगेन वेरी बिग नमस्कार, गुड मॉर्निंग। और आपके हंसते मुस्कुराते चेहरे, आपकी चमकती हुई आंखें देखकर बहुत मजा आ रहा है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी टू बी हियर अमंगस्ट यू। जब हम सरकार में होते हैं तो एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी होती है। एक जिम्मेदारी है 140 करोड़ के देश को आगे बढ़ाने की। आप सोचिए, याद करिए, जब आप क्लास में मॉनिटर बनते थे या जिम्मेदारी होती थी स्कूल प्रीफेक्ट बनने की, तो कितनी बड़ी चुनौती हो जाती थी। कोई सुनता था, कोई नहीं सुनता था। किसी के लिए पॉपुलिस्ट होना पड़ता था, मन करता था, लेकिन फिर भी कायदे कानून फॉलो करने पड़ते थे। हम 140 करोड़ हिंदुस्तान की बात कर रहे हैं। जब हिंदुस्तान की हम बात करते थे तो हमेशा ऐसा होता था कि इतना बड़ा सिस्टम कैसे बदल सकता है। और अक्सर आपकी एज के अंदर यह चर्चा होती थी, जब हम आपकी एज में थे, कि सिस्टम नहीं बदल सकता, सिस्टम के साथ जुड़ जाओ, विच वॉज सो नेगेटिव। उस समय मुझे याद है, कार लंबी होनी चाहिए, कार कैसे भी आए, लंबी कार को सलामी मिलती थी। तो इतने बड़े देश को बदलना एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती होती है। और यहीं पर ही जब प्रधानमंत्री जी, जिसकी चर्चा यहां पर अभी हुई, उनका एक स्लोगन मुझे बहुत पसंद आता है। उसके शुरू में है सबका साथ सबका विकास, लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा जो मुझे पसंद आता है और हर योजना में जो प्रधानमंत्री जी शामिल करते हैं, वो है सबका प्रयास। अनलेस वी हैव अ कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय एवरीवन, we will not succeed. And the day we have contribution of everyone, no one can stop India. That is the power of this country. अब हमारे ये देश की ताकत है कि हमारा इतिहास, हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी पॉजिटिव परंपराएं, ये सब है। जब हम दुनिया के अंदर जाते हैं तो भारतीयों का एक अलग से सम्मान होता है। हमारे जो पड़ोसी देश हैं, नाम नहीं लेता मैं जब शूटिंग के लिए जाता था, मैं एक साधारण नागरिक रहा हुआ हूं अपनी उम्र के 40 साल, राइट। आई वॉज ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ द गवर्नेंस, राइट। सो मैंने ये देखा हुआ है कि जब हम जाते थे तो एक वाकया मुझे याद आ रहा है, मैं आपको सबको सुनाता हूं। तो हम एक रेस्टोरेंट में बैठे हुए थे। जब हम शूटिंग करते तो सभी खिलाड़ी एक साथ हो जाते थे, दूसरे देश के भी आके बैठ जाते थे। तो हम एक रेस्टोरेंट में बैठे हुए थे, भारतीय खिलाड़ी बैठे हुए थे, हमारे साथ कुछ पाकिस्तान के खिलाड़ी भी बैठे हुए थे, हमारे साथ भोजन कर रहे थे। कुछ और खिलाड़ी आए, उन्होंने परिचय लेना शुरू करा, विच कंट्री, हमने बोला इंडिया इंडिया इंडिया। जब उनकी बारी आई, उन्होंने बोला इंडिया इंडिया इंडिया। तो हमने बाद में बोला, तुमने क्यों इंडिया बोला? बोला यार, हम अपने देश का नाम लोते तो पता नहीं क्या दिमाग में उनके छोता। हमने बोला इंडिया चल रहा है, अभी इंडिया चलने दो। तो ये इंडिया की पॉजिटिविटी है, जहां हिंदुस्तानी जाते हैं। और ये किस कारण है? ये हमारी संस्कृति के कारण है, हमारे पूर्वजों ने ये काम करा है, उस वजह से। तो ये भारत की ताकत है। इस ताकत को और बढ़ाना, ये लीडरशिप की जरूरत है। और उसी लिए हम आते हैं कि आज जब हम देश को बढ़ाने की बात करते हैं तो देश का मतलब है देश का हर एक नागरिक। और हम जब बात करते हैं कि 75%, 75% ऑफ द कंट्री रिसाइड्स इन रूरल इंडिया, which means we have to have policies that empower rural India, that make their life easier and yet allow them to do something for themselves in the country. एक और भारत है जिसको भारत भूल गया था, वो है महिला शक्ति। अब घर के अंदर महिलाओं की खूब चलती है। मुझे बताइए, यहां कोई ऐसा पति है जो अपनी बीवी की नहीं सुनता हो? लेकिन ये कैसा सिस्टम बन गया था कि बाहर धीरे धीरे हुआ था, पहले नहीं था। पहले आप कई उदाहरण देखेंगे, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई हो और कई उदाहरण आप देखेंगे, लेकिन ये धीरे धीरे सिस्टम हुआ। दिस हैज टू बी चेंज्ड अगेन। सो एक है ग्रामीण भारत और दूसरा है महिला शक्ति। ना, महिला शक्ति केवल कानूनों से आगे नहीं आ सकती। हां, कानून महत्वपूर्ण है, लेकिन केवल कानूनों से नहीं है। एक बिहेवियरल चेंज की जरूरत है सोसाइटी के अंदर। और उसीलिए जहां सबसे पहले यहां चर्चा हुई कि स्वच्छ भारत केवल साफ सफाई का नहीं है, हेल्थ का भी है। और हेल्थ के अंदर जब 11 करोड़ शौचालय बने और वो भी लाल किले से बोलना पड़ा, इट हैड टू बी अ मैसेज कि लेट मी स्पीक फ्रॉम द रेड फोर्ट, दैट ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है। व्हाई इज दिस इंपॉर्टेंट? भी लाल किले से आमतौर से भारत की सुरक्षा की बात होती थी। भारत की सुरक्षा कैसी होगी अगर मां ही मजबूत नहीं होगी? तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज था वहां से देने का। और उसके बाद 11 करोड़ शौचालय बने, स्कूलों के अंदर शौचालय बन रहे हैं। वहां से शुरू हुआ, फिर एक आह्वान हुआ। उस स्कीम के अंदर कोई फंड नहीं था, एक आह्वान हुआ, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ। एक आरटीआई लगी कि बेटी बचाओ में कितना फंड है। ये स्कीम नहीं है, दिस इज अ कॉल टू द नेशन फॉर बिहेवियरल चेंज। एंड इफ यू रिमेंबर, प्राइम मिनिस्टर had once mentioned कि ask your sons what they are doing in the evening. The point is that we are all responsible for taking care of our girls and educating them, making them more powerful. जब राजपथ के ऊपर, आप आज उसको कर्तव्य पथ बोलते हैं, जब कर्तव्य पथ के ऊपर सेना की कॉलम्स मार्च करती हैं 26 जनवरी में, तो एक एम्फेसाइज करके वहां महिला कमांडर्स को चलाया जाता है। क्यों? ताकि एक संदेश जाए पूरे देश के अंदर कि मातृशक्ति, हमारी महिलाएं, हमारी गर्ल्स कैन लीड military contingents, can fly fighter aircrafts, can win Olympic medals, right? So this is all to bring the entire population, and that's how our GDP will increase. GDP will increase when we empower each and every Indian. और उसी से ये सारी योजनाएं बनती है। अब जैसे एक most of your average age, I was asking, is what, 25 years? What? 18? 20? तो फिर तो तुम 10 साल के थे जब 2014 में सरकार बदली। तो you do not know what was happening earlier, right? And I'll give you my example in just half a minute. When I was competing, जब मैं शूटिंग मैंने शुरू करी, तो हम सुबह 2 टिफिन लेके चलते थे, 2 जोड़ी कपड़े लेके चलते थे। सुबह ट्रेनिंग करते थे, वहां नाश्ता करते थे, फिर कपड़े बदलते थे। उसके बाद 4-5 घंटे मिनिस्ट्री में बिताते थे अपनी फाइलों को धक्का लगाने के लिए, जहां खूब बेइज्जती होती थी। उसके बाद फिर टिफिन खाते थे, कपड़े चेंज करते थे, फिर जिम जाते थे। दिस यूज्ड टू बी अ डेली रूटीन, बट ऑल ऑफ दिस हैज चेंज्ड नाउ, and this change is what is important. But for youngsters, you must remember the comparison, you must know the change also. So इसलिए मैं यहां पे कह रहा हूं कि एक समय ऐसा था भारत के अंदर जहां लाचार इस बात के लिए थे कि हम सबसे बड़ा मार्केट है। अगर हम सबसे बड़ा मार्केट हैं, हम केवल खरीद सकते हैं, तो हम डिक्टेट नहीं कर सकते। हमें तो खरीदना है, जो बेचना चाहता है आए यहां बेचे। 180 डिग्री पर इस सोच को प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने घुमा दिया, दैट इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर इंडियन मार्केट, यू कैन नॉट बी ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, यू हैव टू कम एंड मैन्युफैक्चर इन आवर कंट्री। We are by the way, we were the largest importers, one of the largest importers of defense goods. ये हथियारों के अंदर हम सबसे ज्यादा इंपोर्टर थे दुनिया के अंदर, सबसे बड़े इंपोर्टर थे। आज हमने एक्सपोर्ट करना शुरू कर दिया है अफ्रीका को और दूसरे देशों को। और अब ये लाजमी हो गया है, जो बेचना चाहता है कि वो भारत के अंदर आकर हवाई जहाज बनाए, भारत के अंदर आकर तोपे बनाए, भारत के अंदर आकर रडार बनाए, भारत के अंदर मिसाइल्स बनाए, और ताकि यहां पर भी एक्सेसरीज प्रोडक्शन शुरू हो जाए। कुछ बैंक के मुझे लोग मिले, उन्होंने मेरे को बोला, जैसे मैं जयपुर ग्रामीण, मेरा जब मैं लोकसभा में था तो जयपुर ग्रामीण मेरा हिस्सा था, मैं अक्सर वहां पूछता था कितना लोन जा रहा है। वो मुझे बताते थे ग्रामीण क्षेत्र के अंदर 200 करोड़ रुपए जाता है हर महीने। आई सेड व्हाट, 200 करोड़? अगर 200 करोड़ लोन जा रहा है, इसका मतलब लौट भी तो रहा है। और 200 करोड़ लोन अगर ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में जा रहा है, तो इमेजिन वाइब्रेंसी, इकोनॉमिक वाइब्रेंसी कितनी होगी। तो वहां पे मुझे बैंक वालों ने मुझे बोला कि आपको पता है, ये जानकर खुशी होगी कि एक नई जगह हम लोन दे रहे हैं। मैंने कहा कहां? बोलते हैं हम डिफेंस प्रोडक्शन के अंदर जो छोटी छोटी कंपनीज हैं, कोई लेंस बना रही है इसके टेलीस्कोप्स के लिए, कोई सोलर पैनल्स बना रही है जो फील्ड एरियाज में, उन सब के लिए हम लोन्स दे रहे हैं, विच इज अ न्यू थिंग। तो अब ये सब भी शुरू हो रहा है। India has become a brand. a brand that everyone wants to associate. आज अगर दुनिया बिजनेस करना चाहती है भारत के साथ, क्यों करना चाह रही है? There has to be a reason. Businessmen will only go where business is. So why India? You will see in pictures, जिन देशों को हम सोचते थे तो बहुत बड़े देश हैं, वो ढूंढते हैं हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री को कि हाथ मिलाएं उनसे। ये बदलती हुई दुनिया है। आज हम बोलते हैं कि हम रशिया के साथ ऑयल खरीदेंगे, तो चाहे कोई कुछ भी कर ले, हम रशिया के साथ ऑयल खरीदेंगे। ये हमने तय करा है कि हमारा देश कम्स फर्स्ट। उसके बावजूद भी हमारे देश के साथ कोई खिलवाड़ नहीं करता। हम अगर योग के माध्यम से आज दुनिया योगा कर रही है, तो ये भारत की ताकत है। अगर यूनाइटेड नेशन डिक्लेयर कर रहा है द ईयर ऑफ द मिलेट, जहां भारत का 80% मिलेट राजस्थान में उगाया जाता है, तो उस किसान की मार्केटिंग हो रही है, वो देश की ताकत से हो रही है। यह है बदलाव आज, और इसी कारण से आज दुनिया यहां पर आकर इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहती है। कोविड के अंदर ये दुनिया को पता चल गया कि दे हैव टू हैव ऑल्टरनेट सप्लाई चेन्स। उससे पहले एक देश के ऊपर, मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा उस देश का, आप सब जानते हैं, एक देश के ऊपर निर्भर थे। चीप लेबर है, अच्छी क्वालिटी है, सब कुछ हो रहा है। कोविड जैसे ही आया, देयर ओवर डिपेंडेंसी ऑन वन नेशन hit them so hard that many companies perished. They all realized we need one more nation. And that is where India comes in as a very important country, where alternate supply chains are there, where manufacturing is there. So India has become a brand where stable government is there. It is a democratic country. It is the oldest democracy. It is a progressive nation. It's a place where government is investing huge amounts of money in infrastructure. We are the nation where for the next 15 years, newer expressways, newer roads, newer ports, newer airports is all going to be made here. So जहां जहां ये सब हो रहा है, वहां business grows. अभी जब हम बात कर रहे थे, so Professor Ajay was mentioning about experts, government, and he was saying today is a great step. और मैं बैठा बैठा वही सोच रहा था जो मैंने शुरू में आपको कहा, the fact that I am a minister of a certain department doesn't mean that I have all the answers. And it should not be in any minister's mind that they have all the answers. And the beauty is, आज की सरकार इस बात को पूरी तरह से समझती है कि हमारे को विशेषज्ञों को साथ में लेना है, सरकार को साथ में लेना है, और यूथ को साथ में लेना है। तब जाकर हम जो समस्याएं हैं उनके समाधान हम निकाल पाएंगे। सो वी आर ऑलरेडी लुकिंग एट हैकाथॉन्स। एक दिन यूडीएच मंत्री के साथ मैं बात कर रहा था, हमारे राज्य सरकार के अंदर बहुत सारी समस्याएं हैं जिनके समाधान हमें एकदम सूझते नहीं है। मैंने उनको कहा कि आप देश के जो युवा आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं, उन युवा आर्किटेक्ट्स को आप इनवाइट करिए, एक दिन का हैकाथॉन करिए, 5 समस्याएं बताइए और बोलिए जो समस्याओं को हल करेगा उसके नाम से हम उस समाधान को कर देंगे। एंड यू विल फाइंड सॉल्यूशंस। आउट ऑफ बॉक्स सॉल्यूशंस कम फ्रॉम यूथ, एंड दैट इज व्हाई प्राइम मिनिस्टर सेज today's century is about innovations, and you all have the brightest of ideas. Professor Sunil was mentioning about water, energy, about wastewater. Absolutely spot on. So in Rajasthan, for example, जिसको आप धौरों वाला प्रदेश है, रेगिस्तान है, जहां पानी की कमी है, वहां पर we've just launched a scheme, चंबल का जो बारिश में पानी, अरबों खरब लीटर्स ऑफ पानी ऐसे ही बह जाता है, उस पानी को हम 21 जिलों के अंदर हम लेकर आएंगे। यहां 3 लाख हेक्टेयर्स ऑफ लैंड विल गेट इरिगेशन वाटर। पीने का पानी मिलेगा, इरिगेशन पानी मिलेगा, इंडस्ट्री के लिए पानी मिलेगा। इसके लिए 5 साल लगेंगे, 6 साल लगेंगे, but the process is already started. It will cost us 1 lakh crores. And the process has already begun. Similarly, जितने भी हमारे इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज हैं, इंडस्ट्रीज यूज अ लॉट ऑफ वाटर, जितने भी हमारे इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज हैं, वहां पे सीवरेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट के लिए 75% ऑफ द कॉस्ट, whoever wants to put up a STP plant, 75% of the cost is borne by government of Rajasthan. So we are subsidizing all of that so that more STP plants come up. So we are doing all of this to create a positive environment, a positive climate as well. Similarly, energy. अब रात को हमारे राजस्थान के अंदर किसानों को रात को बिजली मिलती है। सो इस ठंड के अंदर उनको रात को 3 बजे 4 बजे जाना पड़ता है, वेट करना पड़ता है कब बिजली आएगी, फिर वो जाते हैं और फिर वो अपने वाटर अपने खेत में पानी देना शुरू करते हैं। 2027 तक हमने तय कर दिया है, आज हम तकरीबन 28 गीगावाट बिजली रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की राजस्थान में बना रहे हैं। In next 5 years, we will have 100 gigawatts of renewable energy in Rajasthan. तो 2027 तक हम किसानों को दिन में बिजली देंगे, which will be through renewable energy. हमारे 5 थर्मल प्लांट हैं, which work on 60% capacity. वो शाम को चलेंगे, so that जितनी भी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं उनको रात को बिजली मिले, which is not being produced by renewable energy. So this is a system we are creating so that there's continuous supply of electricity that is available. जो उदाहरण अनिल साहब ने दिया था, मैं I must mention about in this huge country, जिस तरह से घर को रेवेन्यू जनरेट करना होता है, वैसे देश को भी रेवेन्यू जनरेट करना होता है। और उसके अंदर जहां चर्चा होती थी कि किसी के पास बैंक खाते नहीं है, आज जैम थ्रू जनधन, आधार एंड मोबाइल, दिस ट्रिनिटी ऑफ जैम हैज क्रिएटेड सच अ ह्यूज पॉजिटिव एनवायरनमेंट, जहां हर व्यक्ति के पास एक अकाउंट है और उस खाते के अंदर आज सीधे जो सरकार का पैसा जा रहा है, बिना किसी बिचौलिए के सीधा पैसा जा रहा है। उसके आधार के माध्यम से हजारों करोड़ की जो सब्सिडी चोरी होती थी, वो सब्सिडी आज बच रही है। एन एग्जाम्पल इज गैस कनेक्शन। आपके घर में सब में कुकिंग गैस के ऊपर होती है। पहले जितने सिलेंडर्स थे सब पे सब्सिडी होती थी। सब्सिडी गैस जहां भरी जाती थी वहीं से शुरू हो जाती थी, और वो गैस के सिलेंडर्स गरीब घरों तक तो पहुंचते ही नहीं थे। 14,000 करोड़ की चोरी उसमें रोकी गई just because of jam, जनधन, आधार एंड मोबाइल। All of that 14,000 crores was then shifted towards the BPL families. आज गरीब परिवारों के पास गैस कनेक्शन है। आप इसकी शायद अहमियत नहीं समझोगे। घर में कोई मेहमान आता है तो लकड़ी से चूल्हा जलाने में आधा घंटा लगता है। कौन करता है? घर की बेटी करती है। कब करती है? जैसे ही वो किताब खोलती है वैसे ही कोई मेहमान आ जाता है। तो आज घर के अंदर जो बेटियां हैं उनको समय मिल रहा है अपनी पढ़ाई करने का। इट्स अ ह्यूज चेंज just because of these things. So today there are about 172 billion transactions happening on UPI. जहां लोग बोलते थे कि कभी कैश से पेमेंट रुक ही नहीं सकता, आज आप कहीं पर वाटर स्पोर्ट्स में जाओ, यू डोंट हैव टू कैरी एनी वॉलेट, फोन इज ऑलवेज विद यू। और जो सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है वो भी निश्चिंत है, वो आपको देगा, दो फोन साथ में आएंगे, तुरंत पेमेंट हो जाएगा। गांव के अंदर लोग चिल्लर खर्च लेके ही नहीं घूमते, 10 रुपए, 20 रुपए, 40 रुपए सीधे फोन से पेमेंट हो रहा है। 172 बिलियन ट्रांजैक्शंस worth about 250 trillion rupees is happening. And all of these means कि जो आपके घर के बाहर एक थोड़ी सी छोटी सी थड़ी किसी ने लगाई हुई है जहां आयरनिंग करते हैं, उसका भी एक बैंक खाता है और वो बैंक से अब लोन ले सकते हैं जो पहले लोन नहीं ले सकते थे। So this is empowerment of people in a very large segment. कई बार मैं देखता हूं, हम कार्यक्रम करते हैं पीएम स्वनिधि योजना, उसके अंदर यूथ आ रहे हैं, इंस्टाग्राम पे हम कुछ शुरू करना चाहते हैं और लोन लिया है 20,000 रुपए का। ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, बट पीपल आर गेटिंग एम्पावर्ड विद दिस। आई विल जस्ट एंड इट विद दैट एग्जांपल, क्योंकि अनिल साहब ने बोला, इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जांपल ऑफ हाउ Modi Sarkar is functioning. It's a fantastic example. I always अब मेरी मुलाकात आप सबसे हुई है तो मैं आप सबको भी परेशान करूंगा. आई लव लर्निंग, आई लव सिटिंग. सो मैं अनिल साहब के साथ बैठता था और मैं बोलता था कि ग्रामीण भारत के अंदर हम क्या कर सकते हैं so that people get more empowered. Financial empowerment is the best empowerment. And because he's from economy, so I used to, seek his ideas. तो उन आइडियाज में से पता चला कि जो रिटेलर्स हैं वो पहले एमएसएमई में होते थे. जब एमएसएमई में होते थे तो उनको प्रेफरेंशियल लोन मिलता था. बैंक्स को ये एक हिदायत होती है, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑर्डर ऑफ आरबीआई कि आप इतने लाख करोड़ रुपए इस वर्ग को देंगे, और उसके अंदर एमएसएमई वाज देयर. तो रिटेलर्स को खरीदने के लिए और बेचने के लिए रेडी अवेलेबल पैसा मिल जाता था. सो समबडी शिफ्टेड देम फ्रॉम एमएसएमई टू कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री. भाई कॉमर्स काम कर रहे हैं तो उनको कॉमर्स में शिफ्ट करो. वो रिटेलर्स आउट हो गए एमएसएमई से. उससे एक बहुत बड़ा इंपैक्ट क्या हुआ, जो प्रेफरेंशियल लोन जो मिलता था उस सेगमेंट से वो बाहर हो गए, बिकॉज वो प्रेफरेंशियल लोन यूज्ड टू बी फॉर एमएसएमई. तो ये चर्चा हुई, हमारे को बात पता चली, हमने जो मंत्री थे कॉमर्स मंत्री उनको बात पहुंचाई. 6 महीने जो इन्होंने कहा वो लगे, और उसका भी मैं आपको कहानी बताता हूं कि वो चिट्ठी में गई आरबीआई के पास. आरबीआई ने फिर उसमें से कुछ ऑब्जेक्शन डाल के भेजा. वो चिट्ठी बैक एंड फोर्थ करने में 3-4 महीने लग गए. फाइनली वी रेज्ड इट टू द प्राइम मिनिस्टर इन द मॉर्निंग. बाय इवनिंग गडकरी जी ऑर्डर्ड on his Twitter that retailers are shifted to MSME. Less than 8 hours. That is the speed of governance. Of course, we followed all the process earlier, which was taking too long a time. But that's how governance must function. And I'm speaking like an ordinary citizen because I've been an ordinary citizen for a very long time. That it's a matter of pride for me. कि I've now gotten an opportunity. I've been lucky that way. एक ही जीवन के अंदर एक नहीं बल्कि 3 अगर मैं कह सकता हूं करियर्स का अनुभव मुझे मिला. आई गॉट द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ दिस फ्रॉम अ मिलिट्री लाइफ टू अ स्पोर्ट्समैन लाइफ टू नाउ अ पॉलिटिकल लीडर इन द गवर्नमेंट. I understand the challenges now in the government. I understand the difficulties. Those are another lessons for another day that we will talk. But it's been a major experience of life for me. और सेना में रह के हमेशा देश के लिए काम करा, खेलों में हमेशा देश के लिए काम करा. तो यहां पर भी देश के लिए काम करने का जो अवसर मिल रहा है वो अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा आशीर्वाद है. एंड आई एम प्राउड ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट हम सबको इस समय जीने का अवसर मिल रहा है, which is the Amrit Kaal. This is the best time for the country, और खास तौर से आपके लिए, बिकॉज आपका पूरा जीवन अभी पड़ा हुआ है. आप जहां जाएंगे आपके लिए लाल कारपेट बिछा होगा बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट वी डू टुडे. सो थैंक यू सो मच.
Have provided us with valuable insights into the role of governance in shaping a brighter future. Your dedication to public service, youth empowerment, and innovative governance, especially for rural India and women upliftment, is truly motivating. We are deeply grateful for your vision, and we believe it will serve as a guiding light for all of us as we move forward with the discussions in this conference. Once again, thank you, sir, for sharing your vision, your emphasis on Sabka Prayas, and most importantly, for being here with us today. We are honored to have had the opportunity to hear from you. Thank you so much, sir.
It is an honor to welcome Professor Balram Paniji, Dean of Colleges at the University of Delhi, whose leadership and vision have been pivotal in shaping the direction of higher education. Professor Balram Paniji, presently serving as the Dean of Colleges at the University of Delhi, is also holding charge of Director, Campus of Open Learning, University of Delhi. He is also leading Bhaskaracharya College of Applied Sciences, University of Delhi as principal for the last 7 years and has more than 25 years of teaching experience. He has published more than 50 research articles in reputed journals and authored 20 books. He has supervised 8 research scholars for PhD, MPhil, and postdoc work. He has handled several projects of more than rupees 1.25 crores research grants. Sir's visionary leadership and dedication have significantly impacted the academic landscape, enhancing the quality of education across institutions. His insights and guidance continue to inspire both educators and students alike. Sir's contributions to academia are deeply respected, and we are eager to hear his reflections on the importance of governance in this transformative period of Amrit Kaal. Please join me in welcoming Professor Balram Paniji to deliver the presidential address. Let us extend a warm round of applause to him.
सबको नमस्कार. Good afternoon, everybody. On the dais, Honorable Chief Guest, Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore ji, Guest of Honor, Professor Sunil Maheshwari ji, Keynote Speaker, Professor Ajay Bin ji, and Guest of Honor, Professor Anil Kumar ji, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh ji, Honorable Chairperson of this college, Professor Ajit Mahapatra ji, Principal of this college, Professor Hemchand Jain ji, Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala ji, and Anil Kumar ji, and senior professors, deans, faculties, and my dear student friends. First of all, congratulate the organizing team that they have the events of 10th Annual International Commerce Conference, and that too, governance in Amrit Kaal. Whenever we'll talk about the Amrit Kaal means it is always positive. Right now, means when Professor A.K. Singh ji, he told me that, okay, Professor Pani, you will have to be there. Means I thought at the time, that I am from the science background, means what I will do in the commerce conference. But after all, I am a teacher. Means I thought that means whenever I'll go to that conference, means some teacher, at least they will give me some key. I will. That is the role of education. That is the thing, means the role of education and the responsibility of the education in the Amrit Kaal. And here, first of all, I'm telling about that is the thing Amrit Kaal. And in Amrit Kaal, our Honorable Prime Minister has also declared that we will have to be, by 2047, we will have to be Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat means who will achieve all these things, how they will achieve all these things. But here, the growth is necessary. And if that growth, that growth will achieve through which one? That is the only, means when Professor Ajay Benji, he was talking about, that is the health and education, there are these two sectors. They are very, very important factors for the Viksit Bharat. If you are mentally and physically fit, then only you will be able to do something for your country and the society. Means your health-wise and your educational wise, you should grow exponentially. And these are the things, and here where the sustainability is coming out, means whenever there is the growth, the term itself, it is the self-explanatory. Means growth is always positive. Means those who are saying that growth is negative, no, ever. Growth is always positive. But thing is that growth should be stable. And after that, you will get the sustainable. If growth is not stable, if it is unstable, then definitely will fall back. And here, the technology is very, very necessary for your growth. And as it is said, as whenever the Professor Ajay Minji, he was giving the one slide, here it was said that your statement was there, means wherever at the time of artificial intelligence, when the excellence is readily available, the average is over. But thing is that to that I'll add something. Means okay, artificial intelligence, it will give you the excellence. But how? Who will in the process, in the artificial intelligence, how they will grow? Only if you will depend upon the secondary source. Then if the primary source you will not taking care of your primary source, your secondary growth will die of its own. So that's why artificial intelligence, it is based on the primary source. And if that primary source is not, it will be not taken care, then definitely the artificial intelligence, after some time, it will have the fall down. So therefore, you will have to take care of your primary source. That is the originality. And you will have to be very, very careful about your own originality. And here, that artificial intelligence will give you, means that is the technology that will take you certain height. And after that, every time you will have to renovate all these things. And here, our bright minds of our country, the youth, they should come forward. And they will take over all these things. And right now, every time the technology is coming into your picture, here we should take it from that and we will move ahead. And whatever in the Viksit Bharat, you just see our Honorable Prime Minister, whatever projects he has taken, whatever the projects, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and Viksit Bharat, Swachh Bharat, means everything, he will just give the nara and the society will take care. If the society will not take care, मतलब जो कहते हैं सबका साथ सबका प्रयास, here it is the सबका प्रयास. The society should take the role. And here you have given that the corporate social responsibility. The corporate social responsibility, that is the social responsibility. But here, the society has also certain responsibility for our own. So our society should take care of, this is the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, means where the society should take the lead role for our Viksit Bharat. And in this Viksit Bharat, you, the bright minds of our country, you will have to increase your capacity and improve your capability, so that we will achieve it much before 2047. Because our Honorable Prime Minister has given this statement because of you only. You are the bright ones. He knows very well that our country people, our own students, they are very much bright. And they are, if they will take it seriously, then they can achieve it very soon. So definitely, means all these things, here, all the bright minds of our country, they should come forward and they should come together and do together, think together to achieve whatever our Honorable Prime Minister has stated. This is right now, this is our responsibility to make our country to a developed country very soon, much before 2047, so that our Honorable Prime Minister will be very proud of us. Thank you. You have invited.
Thank you so much, sir, for insights into the challenges and opportunities that lie before us, particularly in the realm of academic and administrative collaboration, which resonates deeply with the purpose of this conference.
We are honored to have with us the chairman of the governing body, Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatro. Professor Mahapatro completed his PhD in physics from Jawaharlal Nehru University and has extensive teaching experience. His research includes multiple publications on topics such as nanofabrication and nanoparticles. He received the Sakura Science Award from Japan Science and Technology in 2022. His leadership and unwavering commitment to academic excellence have greatly contributed to the growth and development of this institution. With immense pleasure, we invite Professor Ajit Mahapatro to deliver his address. Please join us in welcoming him with a warm round of applause.
respected chief guest, Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore ji, Dean of Colleges, Professor Balram Pani ji, and our keynote speaker, Professor Ajay Vinjay ji, the other dignitaries in the dais, Professor Sunil Maheshwari ji, Professor Anil Kumar ji, Professor Ajay Singh ji, and Professor Sital Jhunjhunwala ji. Good afternoon, and off the dais, all the dignitaries and all the conference organizing committee members and the delegates from outside India and also from India, the students. And good afternoon, everybody. And this is a topic which is very much off from the science background. So I got this one as Amrit Kaal, the governance in the Amrit Kaal. So when you go, what you learned from the inauguration session, that when you are entering into Amrit Kaal, what is the meaning of Amrit? It is the Amrit for a people. It is a, if you see, it varies from person to person, and it is a relative term. And the growth is also a relative term. See, Amrit Kaal, if someone is not getting a food, or if he is not getting food for 1 or 2 days, if he or she gets food, that is the Amrit for him. And if a person working hard, if you doing very much research and you are fighting out something and you earn something, you are getting successful, that is Amrit for you. So this is a Amrit Kaal and Amrit and growth, innovation. It is all relative terms. And what we are talking about is that in this 25 years, or when India is entering from 75 to 100 years of independence, now if you see all the background, all the infrastructure and everything is intact. So now after using the infrastructures and whatever available, you use this one and go for little bit innovation and do something which will be little bit helpful for India or the society around you. Probably that will be the best way that you can say that we are entering into Amrit Kaal and we can go through it. So when you are like a student, if you see, then when you are saying growth, you are always like you're going for whether you are getting a 60%, 20% mark or 30% or 70%, it really doesn't matter. You go through something, if you're not getting good marks or the things, you do something that will be that can be little bit useful for the society, which will not, if it is not a very short term, in long term also, that can be little bit helpful for the society. Probably that will be your contribution towards the Amrit Kaal. So we learned many more things about here. And also, I will not take long time from here. We learned many things about the Amrit Kaal. And I would like to thank University of Delhi that it is initiating all these things, that to have a conference, and specifically the international conference, where it is a background to the students of underground students, they can interact with the persons which are outside of India. So whatever you are learning, somebody was saying it is 20 years old. Yeah, sure. When you are in 20 years old, you are looking for very limited persons and very limited societies. So when you can interact with what the people from other outside India also doing in the similar fields, that will give probably the motivation to work for it. So this motivation and your determination to do the things and to get into the successful things, probably that will be a much more like successful Amrit Kaal for India. So by this, I'll thank to all the dignitaries, and probably I wish this conference to be a very good, successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your visionary perspective on the role of institutions like ours in shaping the future of governance. and we are certain that your insights will resonate throughout the course of this conference.
It is my privilege to invite the conference chair, Professor Sheetal Jhunjhunwala, professor in the Department of Commerce at University of Delhi, to deliver the vote of thanks. With over 25 years of experience in both academia and industry, Professor Jhunjhunwala has previously served as the head of the Center for Corporate Governance at the Institute of Public Enterprise. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to everyone. It is indeed my privilege to propose the vote of today for today's event. First and foremost, I would like to extend my grateful gratitude to our chief guest, Colonel Rathore, for gracing us and his inspiring presence, sir. Your journey has inspired a generation of athletes to dream big and excel on the global stage. Your words today has motivated us to strive for excellence in our chosen path. I am sure हर जन यहाँ बैठा प्रयास करेगा, contribute करेगा towards nation building today. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to our keynote speaker, Professor Ajay Vinze. He indeed highlighted the importance of education, and many of us are teachers here, and I'm sure we will all give importance to that. Your insights and expertise has indeed set the tone for the 2 days discourse that will happen here. A very special thanks to all our guests of honors, Professor Sunil Maheshwari, Professor Anil Kumar, Professor Jonathan Chandra, and Professor Ajit Kumar Mahapatra for addressing us and for your thoughtful insights. I'm sure they will give a lot of importance to the conference. Many thanks to Professor Balram Pani for delivering the presidential address and for his continued support and encouragement towards academic and institutional excellence. A very special thanks to Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh and Professor Hemchand Singh Jain for their unwavering support and guidance. My heartful appreciation to the organizing committee, faculty members, staff, and students of both the Department of Commerce and Deen Dayal College for this tireless efforts in planning and executing today's event. Your dedication has ensured the success of this event. Thank you so much. Last but most importantly, I would like to thank the audience, students, guests, and dignitaries for your presence and active participation. Your enthusiasm will make this event successful. As we conclude, let us carry forward the inspiration and knowledge shared today to achieve greater heights in our respective fields. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful day.
We are confident that this conference will serve as a beacon for innovative governance practices and collaborative efforts, resonating far beyond these walls. Let us embark on this journey together, united by a shared purpose and commitment to excellence. Once again, we welcome you all and wish for an enriching and inspiring experience ahead. I now request everyone to stand for our national anthem. Let us honor our nation and its values as we stand together in pride and solidarity.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I would like to take a moment to ensure a smooth and orderly exit for everyone. I kindly request that our esteemed guests and faculty members be allowed to exit the hall first. This will help us show our appreciation for their presence. After our teachers and guests have exited, the students may follow in an orderly manner. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. We would meet for the panel session in around 10 minutes from here in the auditorium itself.
Thank you. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.